He's been elected. He's going to be, I believe.
Okay, so we're live. So hopefully we have some of our friends back.
Joining, I'm going to start doing something interesting.
Refresh the thing. Let's see how everybody does.
Well, I actually some very interesting news. Oh, they called Montana. They called Idaho. They called Alabama.
Yep. Let's see if people showed up in our room again. Do we have any of our friends?
Okay.
Hello.
Guys,
finally,
hello.
we are back.
Okay.
Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear?
You guys hear?
Can you hear? Can you hear?
Welcome.
Still no audio.
You're joking. No, he can. They're just showing. They're just showing. We can hear. Let's hear.
Okay. Because we went with a different computer.
Okay,
we went with a different computer. Okay, you take care of that. I gotta take care of this
very
business.
Interesting news to tell you.
I got a business.
What just happened?
You're good. You're right back.
If you look at the maps, they obviously see that Trump's Biden's winning by a landslide. You got the 223 number, very scary. But let's look at political. So they have this map, right? So they have states have been called, and they're saying that Trump is losing 223 to 145. Now, if we go down further, they have scenarios in which they can win. So let's see here. So they have these 20 states, which are Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Maine, 2nd District, Michigan, Minnesota, North Carolina, New Hampshire, Nebraska, 2nd District, Nevada, PA, Texas, and Wisconsin. So let's just take a look at these states. Now, assuming the mail-in votes don't do much because it's large margins, let's go through a simulation. So let's say Biden wins. Let's say Biden wins Arizona, which he will. Florida goes to Trump, obviously. Georgia goes to Trump. Idaho, Trump already won. Let's go to Maine 2nd District. Let's say Biden wins that. Michigan, Trump wins. Minnesota, I was going to say Minnesota, but Biden already won Minnesota. North Carolina, that's Trump, but maybe let's just go to Biden.
What's your name?
Nebraska 2nd District, Biden. Nevada, Biden. PA, Trump. Texas, Trump. Wisconsin, Trump. Trump wins. Okay, so on all the states that Trump is leading in, some of them by double digits. If he wins those, he will actually win the election, assuming Biden wins North Carolina. So, just something to think about, and to encourage my fellow conservatives in here, I don't think anyone is drinking this Kool-Aid that Trump is getting smacked around by Joe Biden. This is ridiculous. Just thought. We also got the Senate races over here. Oh, the Democrats are up by down. Whoa, we're up by 1. There's 11 seats
in the
remaining.
House.
Yep,
is this the House or the Senate?
It's the House.
The House.
This is the Senate.
This is the Senate. Okay, so it's 45-44 House red.
Yep. And Susan Collins is killing it right now. Perfect. As far as the House goes, the Democrats already won that, unfortunately. Yeah, Trump is already killing Michigan. I don't know why these people aren't calling Michigan yet, but Michigan is definitely Trump territory. So is Wisconsin. But this number is extremely misleading.
I understood that the SEC was not merely a weaker version of what it was supposed to be. It was an
Trump already won Ohio. Exactly.
They called Ohio?
Yeah, they called Ohio. A little while ago, actually.
Man, they're really holding on to that Texas thing.
Oh, yeah.
80% reporting, and the man it's done. Florida is also done. 90 is that 96? 96 reporting, 51 to 50.
North Carolina is
PA is 64% reporting, 57 to 41. You really think you're gonna have 25?
Hawaii went to Biden. LOL. That's funny. That's hilarious. Again, North Carolina. Trump is winning by 2, so he may or may not win North Carolina. But even if Biden wins North Carolina, if he's leading in PA, Wisconsin, and Michigan, Georgia, Florida, and Texas, it's a done deal.
Hold on, Leah just hit us with something.
Oh, perfect.
Oh boy, I don't know what that shirt says because she doesn't have the reversal on it.
You ain't black. Oh, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
You ain't vote for me. You ain't black.
They doubled down. I think I didn't like doubling down.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Adam, but what's going to happen either way is that Trump's going to win Florida. It's over. Trump is listen. People shouldn't install Trump's intelligence. Trump is a bad man. He knows what he's doing.
He does. I mean, there's no way.
He's crazy. I mean, can you say the most abrasive things in the world is to become president of the United States? Who did Corn Pop vote for? Oh, man.
Now y'all are just getting reckless now.
Man.
You guys are horrible.
That's not cool. That's not cool. It's too much. I got some decor. Yeah. I would have preferred that, actually. I think
you guys are terrible.
Less pathetic. I think that the
here we go.
I'm not concerned about this ridiculous 145 number.
All of this with coronavirus. Can you imagine if there was no corona? This would be flooded. It'd be over.
It'd be over. Washington, Oregon, Nevada, California, New York. That's it.
It'd be over.
Is it one person?
Joe Biden has been in the Senate for 180 years.
Hairy legs.
What a disaster.
You guys see that song? They made a song about that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, hairy legs. I actually put that on the thing.
You did? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I told these people, I said, you put Joe Biden up there, he's gonna lose. Nobody listened to me.
I think Tulsi or what's his face?
I don't think Tulsi. Tulsi's a good VP. Really, she's a good Secretary of State, to be honest with you. The Secretary of State for Tulsi is a perfect
absolutely
perfect role.
Definitely, for sure.
That's the perfect role for Tulsi.
Yeah. Very diplomatic.
Not president, I don't think.
Yeah. And that will last. Much better Secretary of State than freaking Hillary Clinton. That's for sure. The main got the thing would have never happened. And that sarin gas thing would have been handled much better. Again, it's under Trump, so I know it's under Trump, but
can they be duped forever to just subsist on the tears of their foes?
I mean, this is.
Or does that have an expiration date?
Biden leads. They're not calling Florida. They're not calling. Where is the MSNBS? They should be calling this.
Trump thing, obviously, and Don Jr. It'll be duplicated by more people.
Is
that going to work forever?
Talking about Wisconsin as if.
No, it's not. It's petty is not a solid foundation for a democracy. And these idiots out here actually think that, hey, I went up to you or I showed you what it was, and flexing and whatnot is going to do something for the nation. And when they finally
that is an overly simplistic characterization of people who vote for Trump. And this is a reason you guys lose all the time, because you refuse to listen to the people on the other side. Those are facts. People are not voting for Trump so they can spike the football on you on Twitter. Oh my gosh. This is the reason people lose. This is why you lose. God almighty. If Bernie Sanders was on the ticket, do you think these people would be spiking the football? It's because this man was in office for 47 years and did nothing for them. And constantly betrayed them and has nothing to do with spiking the football. God, I cannot stand these people. God almighty.
Oh, Arizona just got called. That's frustrating. But again, we knew that Arizona's getting called. And even if what's his face wins North Carolina, we can still win. But I mean,
I didn't believe them to begin with.
No, we needed somebody else. There was
Alabama just got called for Trump.
Maybe they were just echoing Fox. That's entitled.
Alabama just got called for Trump.
Like, I'm looking at it, and it's not. They don't appear to have been more results.
Sorry, been called for Trump.
God almighty.
We're just waiting on Georgia, Florida, and Texas to be called. And PA, of course.
MDeath fan, what do you want? Can I call? Yes, MDeath fan, you can call. Hold on.
When is Leah gonna call?
There you go. You ain't black. Yes. MDeath fan. Hold on. Let me get what is it? Skype. Let me get Skype for bit. Well, MDeath fan, you have MDeath fan, you have my number. Yes, I'm still Christian. I just don't like this characterization of Trump voters as if the only reason they voted for Trump is to spike the football and make fun of people. That is not why people are voting for Trump, and not why people can't stand Biden. Nobody liked Biden, and you guys shoved Biden down the throats of these poor people and forced them to go for your stupid-ass candidate, and they didn't do it. now you once again blaming the voters for presenting a candidate that they cannot countenance. Hello? Holy moly.
I think that's predictions.
Likely to win at 66%.
Predictions. I mean, yeah. I mean, Trump's obviously going to win Texas.
MDeath fan.
Florida.
Yes, that is better, Leah. MDeath fan. You got my phone number direct, right? If not, then we got to go back to Skype. I did change my number. Let me see if I need to download Skype.
Louisiana got called for Trump.
I'm not sure, but cancel.
You're not. No, you are sure about Michigan. Trump's killing it in Michigan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's saying what the guy said he was not sure about Michigan.
Yeah,
he's full of it. He's full of it. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Like they know what's up.
Nevada.
What's happening?
Trump is still winning Nevada. If Trump
how many are reporting in Nevada though?
One.
I got to jump on this thing.
If he wins Nevada, it's a done deal.
I mean,
that's basically the election right there.
I mean.
That's basically
I cannot stand the way these people characterize Trump voters, and I've been saying it for 4 years. I'm like, this is why you guys are going to lose. You're going to lose because MDeath fan is not voting for Trump, and Leah is not voting for Trump because they want to spike some football. They don't even care about liberals or whatever. They're voting for Trump because they think Trump has the best thing to offer them. They think once the coronavirus is done and there's a inoculation, whatever it is, they believe that Trump is going to get the economy to bounce back and go back to the way it was. That's what they believe. That's why they're voting for Trump, not because they care about spiking a freaking football. God almighty. It's so frustrating.
Shifting toward of a toss-up on Biden's favor. It is heartwarming.
Yeah, Trump's probably going to win.
And them having issues with the absentee ballot counts, I guess, in Georgia's largest county, Fulton County, that there was a
I don't want to hear it.
So that's going to delay.
I don't want to hear it.
So
I don't want to hear it.
Giving me some comfort and solace.
You're not getting any comfort or solace. Y'all going to lose because you didn't listen to people. You shoved Joe Biden down. Hey, listen. This is MDeath fan, okay?
What's up? What?
This is MDeath fan. Don't.
But I mean,
okay.
The emotional blows of this year have been constant, and and gotten used to some extent.
Okay. Well, he's gonna talk to you because I got to take care of this other situation.
Oh, okay.
Where coming up on 230,000 Americans have died.
Coming in, MDeath fan.
MDeath fan, you can Skype in. You can talk to DL. I'm coming. I'm showing up soon, bro. But I gotta send off this one thing because your brother is working. I'm addicted to work. You know that. Are you calling him, or did he call you?
Hello.
Let me turn down TYT. We got an actual important person on the phone here.
Hi. What's up? Can you not hear me?
Wait. MDeath fan, hold on, buddy.
Oh, it's on me.
It should be there. Hold on, buddy. Hey. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to give him my number back.
Hello. Oh.
Hold on. I got this. 7. All right, MDeath fan, just call out that number.
I think I like Bernie Sanders. I don't really love his politics, or maybe it's more like some of his politics. But
well, MDeath fan is going to disabuse you of that notion. We are taking calls, ladies and gentlemen.
I think Bernie genuinely cares about the people.
Also, just in terms of like.
Holy moly!
Again, way more than AOC does.
2 minutes.
What it means that country and a good portion of the world.
She got asked why she was backing an old white guy, AOC,
almost half a decade
by some Negro.
It's
pretty terrible. That's what I call minority privilege. You get to go on national television and ask someone why they're voting for someone of a certain race.
I agree with that.
Thank you. Oh, okay.
Individual, any other reality star, any waste of time. And it would have been
Florida got called for Trump. Florida got called for Trump finally. Look at this. Florida got called for Trump.
All right, there's BM. That's MDeath fan, okay?
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Hello?
Are you serious? Is that working?
Can you not hear?
DL is running things lately. I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead,
Hello?
DL.
Can you hear me? I'm the fan.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. What's up?
So I really like the format lately. I like that. I think that you're the son that Vin deserves.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
So what did you want to talk about, MDef
Yeah.
fan?
In the most respectful way, though.
Oh, nice.
So what's
Do that,
going on
Paul.
in your mind, MDef fan? I'm sure you're having a good night
It's
tonight.
interesting.
Hi, Anthony Smith.
I am having a good night tonight. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I can't say. I don't predict the future or anything.
But you're pretty confident that Trump's going to win.
It's ear to the ground.
The map says that Trump
You're
wins.
goddamn right.
I mean,
Okay, so you got Trump winning.
go to Politico. Put in the swing states. Even if Biden wins North Carolina and Nevada, it's over. We got Texas, Florida's been called, PA's ours, Wisconsin and Michigan. I mean, it's a done deal.
PA has now Trump is basically at 60% in PA.
Let's ask you something.
Go ahead. I'm just gonna do one more update, guys. Trump is at 60%. Hold on, give me 1 second, bro. Trump is at basically 56.9, which means he's at a 57% to 42 in Pennsylvania with 64% reporting. Are you trying to tell me that the rest of the 35% of the mailing votes is going to make up 17 percentage points? Impossible. No way. Trump is probably going to win PA by about 8 points. That's just a fact. Period. End of story.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a little generous.
I don't see a path to victory. All right, go ahead. Ask your question, bro.
No, I'm not asking a question. I just think I think you're right. It's so interesting that when this is all said and done, I think that the entire country has to reject what the mainstream media is telling us.
Hold it here so everybody can hear. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, because if you listen to the mainstream media for the last, 2 weeks, that it was a done deal, it was over, Biden was going to win. I mean, look, I've been saying Trump is going to win for the last 2 years, right? And then, a month ago, I switched. So I got influenced by the media, right? So I think you're right. I think you're right. Leah stayed.
I don't see this as like I'm not some sage that knows what the hell I'm talking about.
Oh.
So did you have any?
It's been a long time since I talked to you. I miss you, bro. I miss you, man.
Yeah, I miss you too. I miss the live streams. Let me ask you a question. I used to text Leah like every other day in the last 2 weeks, right? And I would say, Leah, do you still think that you're going to win? And she was like, absolutely, no doubt, yada, yada, yada. Did you have any doubts that Trump was going to win?
That's my girl.
Did you have any doubts that Trump was going to win?
Of course I do.
You did?
I'm
Okay.
not God.
Because Leah had no doubts at all.
Savior.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No, I think that I don't know. I love Leah. I think she, but nobody knows for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Well, I was saying Trump.
But at the same time, if you look, who's that in the background?
That's Johan.
Yeah, I said Trump.
Trump has 27,000. He might win Nevada. This is wild.
It doesn't. Yo.
Nevada's too early to call.
Yeah,
If
well.
Trump doesn't win Nevada.
Yo, Texas gave me a heart attack.
So
for a
tell
second.
me the next 2 years, MDef fan. What is the next 2 years going to look like under another Trump presidency?
can't tell you that for sure. I can tell you what I've experienced in my family in Chicago.
Okay.
The brainwashing goes deep.
Look, guys, I've been saying that we have been.
Cousin, right?
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Death Man?
My 16-year-old cousin, sweetest girl you. My 16-year-old cousin, sweetest girl you ever met, right?
Yeah.
She went to Chicago public schools for 2 years. Next thing you know, she's posting Instagram stories talking about trans, Black Lives Matter, and she has a black girlfriend.
Here's Biden.
Not judging.
Biden is speaking live now, talking about he feels good about where we are. You lying bastard. You don't feel good about where you are unless you don't know where you are, which is very possible. And now he's talking about the unprecedented mail-in
My
vote.
thing is that they are influencing our youth on a way that we don't understand.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. I have no idea where Dorian came from. I don't know how Dorian is immune to this stuff, but he's like the complete opposite, and he's looking at the same shit everybody else is looking at. But hey, bro, Biden's on right now talking about how confident it is and how good he feels.
Oh my God, go to hell! Oh,
don't tell him to go to hell. Good Lord, have some respect for your elders.
What is
Have some respect for your elders. They're stuck for a lot.
DL's my boy.
Yeah.
Oh, I am. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he loves you. All right, man. I'm going to release the lineup a little bit.
I like this guy. He's like a little, Ben Shapiro.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, God.
He's my guy.
Oh, God.
Honestly, I like more than Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, you also love him more than your own father.
Ben Shapiro's a boss.
I'm here to inflate him.
All right, man. Glad to talk to you, bro.
Hey, I miss you guys, but hey, Trump 2020. Take care.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like Trump 2020. That's a fact.
Look at Biden being all.
All right. So let me rewind it, okay? Because Biden is talking, guys. So Biden is talking. So I'm gonna mute TYT. Unfortunately, I gotta mute TYT, and then we're gonna let Biden say his thing and have his please. Please be respectful, Dorian. He's still your elder.
Where is this happening?
Delaware, I think.
That came out of the White House.
Yeah, it was kind of super
You'd be foolish if you hoped it was that civilized, a call for calm. But I think once Biden says something, it'll be near impossible for Trump to say nothing.
Wilmington, Delaware is the scene. You see, people have been invited to, just as we recall when Joe and Dr. Jill Biden appeared outside to kind of a drive-in rally. People have been instructed to bring their cars. And here comes the former vice president, and we'll all see together what his message is.
Who will then decide upon coaching?
He's very cunning.
God.
Super predator rally. Dang, we got a bunch of brainwashed niggas up in here. All them niggas, super brothers. He took off his mask.
Look at that. Look at. Yeah, I will not brand fracking.
Patience is commendable.
What the?
We knew this was going to go wrong, but who knew we were going to go into maybe tomorrow morning, maybe tomorrow.
Everybody knew that, Joe.
We feel good about where we are.
Literally everybody knew that was going to go into the. On what basis do you feel good?
We believe we're on track to win this election.
I'm trapped in the
Nigga,
You just
over.
lost Florida. You just lost Ohio. You're going to lose Indiana. Holy moly, you're going to lose Indiana.
Until the hard work of tallying votes is finished.
Nah.
And it ain't over till every vote is counted.
No, it's over. Only losers say that, Joe. Only losers say it ain't over till every vote is counted. Only losers say that shit, bro.
We're feeling good.
You shouldn't.
We're feeling good about
You
where
shouldn't.
we are.
We believe one of the Mets is.
I did the
Holy
math, Biden.
shit.
One thing give these to Trump. It's it.
Arizona. That's a turnaround. We also just called it for Minnesota, and we're still in the game in Georgia.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
It's 53-45, my boy.
Shot. Mentally
Holy
shot.
shit, you're such a fucking liar.
Whoa.
Stuck for a law.
Wait, now is this your other two?
I know. As I said, it's stuck
He
for a
looks
law.
older than ever.
He said you're gonna win Pennsylvania, bro. You lying, bro.
No. Oh, yeah, Joe Gervis in person.
Encouraged by the turnout and what they see. Look, we could know the results as early as tomorrow morning, but it may take a little longer. As I've said all along, it's not my place or Donald Trump's place to declare who's won this election. That's the decision of the American people.
Oh, I know.
What a silly thing to say. It's not my place. Is it the place of the people in Virginia?
Oh. This election. And by the way, Chris Coons and the Democrats.
Chris Coons.
Congratulations here in Delaware.
Mail-in ballots are going to do a damn thing for Pennsylvania.
You're the gov. Yeah, the whole team, man. You've done a great job. I'm grateful to the poll workers, to our volunteers, our canvassers, everyone who participated in this democratic process. And I'm grateful to all my supporters here in Delaware and all across the nation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And folks, you heard me say it before. Every time I walk out of my grandpa's house up in Scranton, he'd yell, "Joey,
His grandpa
keep
again.
the faith." And my
Keep being a
grandma would just go,
segregationist.
"No, Joey, spread it. Keep the faith, guys. We're going to win this." Thank you, thank you.
Oh, Joe Biden's up in VA now.
Huh?
Joe Biden's actually up in VA now.
In Virginia?
Yep. Let's walk over here.
They probably have like. Well, that's good, but VA really doesn't mean anything because they were going to do that anyway. All right, Joe. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. All right, let's go back to TYT. Let's go back to TYT.
No, seriously.
I know, bro. I know.
So it's going to be
Like,
really hard.
isn't it surprising how fit
Greenfield was
and mentally sharp Trump is at this age?
Candidate. And
No, you know what surprises me about Trump is how much endurance he has. It is a lot to jet set, fly, do 3 states in 2 days.
Yeah, he's going all over the place.
That
He's
he's got a motor, man. He's got a motor. Trump is, I don't know. Yo, we got 230 people in here, bro.
Oh, wow.
Trump is.
I don't know where he got that work ethic from. He's just a trust fund kid.
Who, Trump? No, I never said that Trump
I
didn't have a
know.
work
That's
ethic.
why I'm
He's
doing
got a
this.
work ethic.
That's why I'm doing this. Yes, I know. Yeah, Trump is, yeah,
Just got over COVID and 5 events for 2. That's true. He had COVID about 2 weeks ago. He's doing all these events, man. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. Holy moly.
One is the president and the other one is the vice president. And
PBS source, your son is good-looking, articulate young man. Yeah, he is.
Thank you, Rockin' Wine Toys.
I don't know where he got any of it from, to be honest with you. Holy moly.
is crazy. I mean, part of reforming the electoral college, which must be done, and all the smart people who are making arguments against it.
Yeah, it's true. His campaign manager said you're just going to blitz the last couple weeks and just watch rallies. He was in like Wisconsin, he packed that went to Minnesota. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Affect policy of other states, but at a bare minimum, President of the United States
Florida,
has to be exactly the same.
Nevada.
I'm waiting to see what this guy says.
Come in and regulate that and make that fair. That's the only way to do it.
Are they complaining about the Electoral College again?
Dog catchers your own way, all the way up.
I don't want to hear it. I cannot stand these people complaining about the Electoral College.
Outrageous.
No, it is not outrageous. Why aren't you talking about Virginia?
Or Congress.
Get out of here, man. I don't want to hear that, bro.
AOC.
I'm not trying to hear that, bro.
There's only been one district in New York.
By the way,
you are never going to win if you keep complaining about the Electoral College. You keep complaining about the Electoral College, you're never going to win.
Hey, the Black Queen is back. You couldn't sleep.
We believe we're on track to win this election.
Okay.
Well, Trump is winning. They're just not calling it.
Give me some orange juice, bro.
Yeah, if they would call Florida and Texas and Georgia and Pennsylvania, he would win.
He usually is. So really fast, many of you live in states that are unlike California.
Trump is going to win. We know that.
Where they don't have ballot initiatives like this.
But we do.
Yeah, that's the thing about like Democrats is like, oh, we lose the electoral college. We need to change the rules. Oh, we're losing in the Supreme Court. We need to change the rules. Stop it. Find a way to win within the system, please. Find a way to win in the system. This is not the solution. It's changing everything. Win. God almighty, it makes me so frustrated. No wonder you guys can't accomplish anything. Holy shit.
23 adds requirements for dialysis clinics. You have to have doctors
8-1 for Trump winning.
And there are certain requirements.
That's crazy.
Down, the office, and they have had so many ads.
That's the thing that kills me. It's like complaining now about the electoral college.
Good God. Oh, miss
Years
me.
ago, John
Goodness.
had an amazing episode about dialysis clinics. And right now, it's at yes 37 to add those requirements, no 63. So those ads.
I don't know when the left lost the ability to debate points and policies, but they did. Well, here's the thing, Entramorph. Hillary Clinton was a masterful debater, but she was famously unlikable. Okay? Barack Obama was not as sharp as far as policy. Like Hillary could do all the points and sub-points about policy. Barack Obama understood how to leverage his charisma to cover up for his lack of
his race.
And his race. Yeah, but he didn't really do that against in his first
Yes,
one.
but
He didn't leverage his
you don't
race.
need to leverage. Well, okay,
As a matter of fact, Hillary tried to leverage his race against him. So, but Barack knew how to leverage his personality to fill in those gaps. After that, there's nobody.
Let me be clear.
There's nobody.
This is supposed to abrasive. He's like a worse politician. He didn't lie. He didn't do the stuff, and he keeps promises. Completely opposite of politicians.
The best example. I don't remember the exact breakdown of
Hillary is the best debater, politically speaking, I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh yeah,
she was the best
but you know what
because she had so much. I don't know. Send him $100.
So things like Uber and Lyft and other services.
But you know what everyone remembered? Because you'd be in jail.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, the left has produced some really brilliant people. Hillary Clinton is
also pretty talented.
Hillary Clinton is a brilliant mind. You cannot take that from her. But she was so unlikable because she was so disingenuous.
I thought that was so weird.
Can you please play the clip of Trump's win announcement last time and the lady in neon green jacket fell to the ground screaming?
I mean, he paid $5, bro.
I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, Hillary's. I mean, I listened to both of the debates. Great, but you know
She
what
was
he
great.
did?
She was the best.
After that whole grab them thing came out, he got a whole panel of victims. He knows how to switch stuff.
Yeah.
He knows how.
Well, he played on the hypocrisy of Hillary, acting as if she cared about women when she obviously didn't. She only cared about herself. We all know that.
I mean, the Trump campaign team was nervous because he did horrible in the first debate. She ran all over in the first debate. And then that whole video came out, and they were nervous, but then he was able to get him time back. That's the thing about considering. This is what shoots. You guys just say Trump's dumb. I don't say Hillary's dumb.
All right, here it is. Woman lets out agonizing screams as Trump is sworn in as president. Here we go.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States. It's a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want. There's so much potential for beauty and for devastation. In this one moment, it's almost incomprehensible that they can exist right now. So close.
You have to admit that last part was sad.
What did she say?
When she was saying there's clearly something wrong with her.
I didn't hear what
you didn't feel any pity for her.
I didn't hear what she said.
All I saw was the no part. I didn't see the part where she was talking before. That was sad.
What did she say?
That was sad.
I was looking at the stuff. What did she say?
just the way that she looked. Obviously, she was disturbed more than just the Clinton. I mean, just the call or whatever. But there you go.
Cassie's calling out Hillary.
There you go. What a disaster. What a sad situation. What a sad situation.
The whole Bill Clinton thing.
I feel so sick.
Bill Clinton bullying people into voting for her and into endorsing her. He lost one of his best friends because he wanted him to endorse his wife, which I respect kind of a little bit. I mean, that's your wife. But still, it's pretty low. But his family's set. Yeah, the whole speaking of the Clinton Foundation, the whole AOC. This is why I don't like AOC, because AOC talking about the emoluments clause with Donald Trump, but she refuses to talk about Hillary Clinton in the emoluments clause when Bill Clinton was going on a speaking tours. Just a fun fact: Bill Clinton is the most paid public speaker in the world, and he goes to all these public speaking events to foreign nations. And Hillary.
AOC
and
basically
Bill.
Hold on, Johan.
And Bill have a joint bank account, so she was getting money directly from foreign governments, but no one talked about that on the left. No one, not AOC, not Bernie. Unfortunately, I think it's because he didn't know about it. But then AOC is going to tell what the amount is called when he has a stack full of paper proving that he signed over the companies to his son, who's actually responsible. I can't say the same about other people.
All right. Either way, I'm happy I have Jesus Christ. I agree. James is tired.
Gigantic and huge. Trump
What are you saying, Owen?
By the way, tweeted.
He tweeted.
We are up big.
In the comments.
That was it. That was the whole tweet.
We are up big.
This first one.
That's true. We should check out the tweet.
I was just gonna say that.
Biden said this is all from Katie Klug, the New York Times. If she's in Wilmington, Biden said Kamala Harris will speak tomorrow. He spoke very briefly, projected optimism, even as many Democrats are deeply anxious about the results.
We really do.
Far. He said,
in addition
to saying we believe we're on track to win this election, he said we're going to win Pennsylvania.
You're not going to win Pennsylvania.
I mean, he did it before Trump.
You are not going to go. Scroll down. That's a pinned comment.
Talks about strength, right?
Summer, all this content is disrupted.
Oh
Look at
my
this.
gosh!
Oh
Look at Jack Dorsey's at it again.
Here we go. Summer, all the content shared in this tweet is disputed. What? Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! This is wow!
Oh my god! Okay,
Biden
guys. This is the shit that I'm talking about. Mute this shit right here.
You know what? You're going to be so pleased.
Okay, so we went to Twitter, okay, because Young Turks was talking about Twitter. So we went to Twitter and we went to Trump's little thingamajiggy, right? His Twitter account. Mm-hmm. So Donald Trump. So look, here it is right here, guys. You see right here. Notice it's got one of those things where you have to press the thing. And it says, some or all of the content shared in this tweet is disputed and might be misleading about an election or other civic process, okay? So this is the president's Twitter account, and they're not, you have to tap it. So algorithmically, I don't know what that does. You have to tap it. So here's what happens if you tap it. We are up big. They're trying to steal the election. We'll never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed, end quote. Guys. Come on.
This last part right here.
Come on. Twitter.
Absolute garbage.
This is absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Oh my. See, and the thing that kills me about these people is they really don't understand that people look at that and say, you know what? We're going to vote for Trump just to stick to you. They don't get it. They don't understand. 100% they do. You listen to Tim Pool. He got so turned off by that stuff that's what he decided to do. Now, I personally could never do that.
But he voted for Donald Trump.
He voted for Trump, yes.
And of course, a lot of his fans in the
well, no, it's great.
Unbelievable.
You shouldn't count any votes that were cast.
I don't. How do you not see that people can see right through that bullshit?
Like there was a possibility.
Oh my gosh. Big tech is. You watch what happens to big tech after Trump wins this thing. You watch.
Oh, it's going to punish him for this?
He's absolutely, and you know what? He's going to be right because now they're functioning as publishers. Okay, so when you go into a bookstore, right? if the bookstore can sell anything. So if the book has misinformation and disinformation in it, you can't hold the bookstore accountable because the bookstore is like, hey, look, I'm just a storefront.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for what happens there. But when the bookstore starts saying, oh, that page 95, no, that's wrong. Now you're an editor. Now you're a publisher.
Yeah.
So now you get held accountable because now you're starting to edit shit.
Yep. Absolutely.
So Twitter is basically saying, hey, we're just a storefront. We're a bookstore. But now they're starting to edit people's shit. So now you're not functioning as a publisher anymore. Dumb. Stop doing it. Why don't you people understand? I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about these big tech people. Why don't you understand that people know what you're doing? It just makes them angry. And now I'm talking about Trump's tweet for much longer than I should, because all I would do would look at the thing and I'd say, oh, Trump, ha, 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 he's winning bigly. And we'd literally go to the next thing. But now we're sitting and we're spending 5 minutes talking about this bullshit because you guys cannot help with your authoritarian leftism trying to silence everybody that disagrees with this stuff. Holy moly. What is wrong with you? Oh my gosh, I cannot believe these people are so silly.
Jack Dorsey's is going to pay for this.
You're so brilliant, but you're dumb as hell.
I mean, 72% of the voters.
God almighty.
Oh, it's Biden's Twitter response.
In Pennsylvania, Trump leads by 15. 57's in Michigan, Trump leads.
What did he say?
Biden tweeted a response. So then should Twitter not take any of the caps from Biden because Biden said
garbage?
Should Twitter then augment Mr. Biden's claim that he feels good about where he is and how he's going to win Pennsylvania when you're down by 16 points with 65% reporting, Mr. Biden? Should Twitter augment you? I bet they're not going to do that, though.
Or whatever it was.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Why are you so angry, Vin? I'm angry because this is the reason you have another 4 years of Trump. Do you understand? This is a reason that Trump keeps winning because of the tone-deaf lack of understanding of regular human beings when they see bullshit like what happens on Twitter. That's what's pissing me off, and it should piss everybody else off. Holy moly. What a silly collect. How could you be so smart as to create something as intuitive as Twitter and yet still not figure out human nature? How is that possible? Then you got these chuckleheads over there on TYT talking about, oh, people are voting for, you got 65% reporting. This guy's up 56.7%. Okay. All right. But you're going to win Pennsylvania. Okay. All right. Okay. I guess you're going to win Georgia and Florida too, and Texas.
And
Texas. Yeah. 81% reported. Okay. All right. Holy moly. We need a better virus. I just don't understand these people, bro.
What happens to our cheekbones?
Isn't, just a borderline Klansman. But
borderline.
What the heck?
There you go. Borderline.
Oh my God! I hope she's talking about Joe Biden. I hope she's talking about Joe Biden right now. Borderline Klansman. Goodness.
What a disaster.
I'm more of a Klansman than him, and I'm black.
What a disaster. Yeah, you are a black Klansman. That's a fact, bro.
6% of the precincts reporting, and I guess the
basically, you click on it. Every time you just click on it is random. If you take any random clip from TYT, it's just the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard in your life. Basically, Klansman. This is gonna prostitute the KKK. What are you guys talking about? Seriously, what are they going off of?
You should not have included all those people on the email, bro.
We're still going, Medweb.
Especially to China.
Interesting.
China.
By the way, we have reached the point of the
Listen,
night where
when you're in a situation, I'm going to explain to you later. When you're in a situation like this, make sure everybody clears their emails with you before they send them off to China. I'll explain to you later. Just bring that up to me.
Okay.
Potentially misinform people.
Look.
But that's just our system.
I bet they get the word out.
So TYT is talking about Twitter's silliness.
Anyway.
Oh my God, you're so stupid. So stupid.
I actually do not know either or both of
I don't know what the number is.
Oh, they called Texas for Trump.
They finally called Texas for Trump.
Oh, it's a wrap. Where's Politico? It's a freaking look at this.
Political
212.
friendly. It's 212. They got 212 to 223.
He's down by less than 10 now.
It is a wrap.
Oh, a little 11.
It is a wrap, bro.
I mean, if he wins Georgia,
is this a political map?
Yep. This one counts the actual states that he won.
Yeah, they've got how many 3%? Okay, so 3%.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and like, how much is North Carolina? North Carolina's
Look at Wisconsin. Look at Wisconsin. Look at Wisconsin. 84% Wisconsin. Michigan, 61%. Ohio, they already called Ohio. PA, holy moly. 56 to 42. With 64% reporting.
It's done.
It's a wrap. It is
We're gonna
over.
have another 4 wonderful years of Donald Trump.
I don't know about no 4 wonderful
We're gonna
years.
finish that wall.
I don't know about wonderful years.
We're gonna finish that wall. We're gonna keep the country safe.
How process steps work to get
What
it
else are we
called
gonna
to
do?
see.
Our economy is gonna be back to its amazing state it was before.
I don't understand how you don't understand what this means. We got 1 hour, guys. We're gonna shut it down in an hour. That's what I promised. Sorry, do me a favor, get my unison. Hey, Johan, do me a favor, give me a unison. Get my unison. New York, 87%. More lunacy. Dorian, go play a video game and forget about politics. You'll have plenty of time to get an ulcer over politics. He's not getting an ulcer. He's very happy. Are you happy or are you getting an ulcer?
Oh yeah. Wonderful. Play a video game. Who was on a ticket for 2024?
Look,
Oh, we got
calling.
Leo the Village calling in. I think that's another call for you, Mr. Dorian. Mr. DL Beluga.
More years.
Oh, that's right.
4 more years. What's up, Vin? What's up, brother Dorian?
Hi, Leo. We are killing it right now. We just got Texas called for us. This is.
Oh yeah, buddy. That was called a while ago. Yeah, we're good. I ain't even worried. I was never worried, as your dad was mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
I never lost faith.
With Texas?
Yep, they just gave your man Texas. So Johan, you've
It
converted
was
to Trump.
blue. I was kind of scared, but
I mean, the president
This
doesn't
is
matter
great.
anymore. It's just
this
about
is
the
really
house.
great. Florida got called.
And we're doing.
Yeah, there ain't nothing to be scared about, buddy.
We're doing about
Ain't
the
no
house.
way in the world this country was gonna
So
put that crack pot in office.
Oh my god.
Okay, this is
Look
fucking
at Ben Webb
hilarious,
talking about the freaking
Come
electoral
on now.
college again.
yeah, look, I don't want to hear any whining. I don't want to hear any whining about the electoral college. Okay, stop it, guys. Stop it. This is the same thing you guys do with the Supreme Court. You lose in the Supreme Court. Now you're talking about, oh, we're gonna add extra seats to the Supreme Court, which is bullshit. It was never gonna happen in the first place. But anyway,
Yeah, no way.
Leah,
Yeah.
did you hear what? By the way, guys, if you want some levity and some different perspective, check out Zonia. Zonia's got a YouTube channel. She's got a Twitch channel. She's going live in a few minutes. Think about that. So Leah, so I have been saying the entire time on all the Middle America videos that Trump was going to win for the last 2 years. And then in the last 2.5 to 3 months, I was convinced that, well, I said two things. One, I said Biden's going to win. And then I said, I have no idea who's going to win. So I faltered because, I'm not part of the Trump faithful. So, it didn't really do me any harm to say that he was going to lose. But what was it about you? And again, this might be premature, but when I'm looking at Pennsylvania, this man has a 15 point lead in Pennsylvania with 65% reporting. So unless people want us to believe that all 35% of the vote that is going to be enough to make up a 17% differential, I think is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. Now, if it was 4 and 5%, I would say, okay, but you're talking about a 17%, and he already won Ohio, and he won Ohio in extremely convincing fashion. He won Ohio by 8 points, right?
It's not 8.
53 to 45. It's 8 points. And so he's up by 16 in PA, and Ohio and Pennsylvania are basically the same exact state, right? So I think
I don't even think he's going to need Pennsylvania.
Correct.
I think he's going to get Nevada. He'll get Michigan. He's holding basically a 5-point lead in Wisconsin.
Correct.
Till the end. So I don't think he's going to even need PA.
And he's got Georgia wrapped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's got North Carolina wrapped. 94% reporting. It's just a matter of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this seems to be a pretty convincing victory. It's not an eke out victory. It's a clear and very, very convincing victory. What was it that made you not doubt that Trump was ever going to lose?
The support, the obvious support. I mean, when I post pictures of all the crowds and stuff at his rallies, it's not just say, well, look at how many freaking people are there. To me, it equals enthusiasm. And that was something you've heard in the media, or at least I've heard in the media, is the enthusiasm gap between Trump supporters and people voting for Biden.
It's a freaking rap.
Yeah.
To me, that's the big difference. People are more enthusiastic about voting for Trump than they are for Biden. Biden more or less the person they were handed. And Trump is the people that they want, the person that they want.
Yeah, he's like The Rock. He's a people's champion. Yeah, you were really the first one to bring that to my attention. I don't know if you remember. This was about 6 months ago, maybe even 7 months ago, where you showed the rally that Biden had. This was before COVID, so it must have been like 9-10 months ago, actually. I don't know if you remember this. It was on Middle America.
Okay.
There was a rally that Biden had, and seriously, I swear to God, there was like 5 people or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember
I know the one you're talking about.
I called Sori. I said, you got to look at this. I said, Sori, I can go down the street right now and get a rally bigger than this. And I could. I've done it. I've done it.
I believe you.
And I'm like, what the hell is happening here with this guy? At this point, though, Leah, this was during the Democratic primaries were still going on. And so at that point, I was like, there's no way he's going to make it out of the Democratic primaries. Now, we know what happened. We know what happened. Obama, made the phone calls, whatever. And we all know what happened after that, right?
Yeah.
But, now I'm kind of looking at myself like, how could you even think that this dude had a chance against Trump? But Leah, here's what I thought. I thought the George Floyd situation was handled horribly. Actually, Sori jumped off the Trump bandwagon after the George Floyd situation, but she jumped back on, along with other people that I'm not going to name. I'll let them say whatever. But people jumped off the. So I thought and then I thought about China. And, I haven't come out and said anything like everything that I actually believe about the whole Corona situation. But as I've said before, Trump won the trade war with China. He embarrassed them on the world stage. And then 2 weeks later, after they blinked, we all got hit with the Wuhan virus. And I think there's a very specific reason that Trump keeps calling it the China virus, and it's not because he's a racist. So people can do with that what they want. But I thought that also hurt him because his big thing was the economy, and obviously it tanked the economy. So I just thought all that together, plus the constant MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, constant, obvious, psychological warfare. I just thought that all of that was going to be too much for Trump to overcome. What made you say, no, that's not going to be too much for Trump to overcome?
Well, one for me, because I don't pay attention to any of that shit. I know a lot of people said that he handled the virus terribly, which I don't necessarily agree with. I've heard a bunch of people say that he didn't handle the virus well, but I've never really heard anybody say what he should have done differently.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, canceling travel from China in January and then canceling travel from the EU and all that fun stuff. Like, at the time, people were going against that, but that turned out to be good things. Like,
call him a xenophobe.
They want to sit there and or, you know, whatever, give him crap for not wearing a mask enough in public or whatever. Like, at the time when things were developing, there were conflicting reports about the masks. So
no, I remember one of my friends, and I remember very, very early on, I actually took a screenshot of it. He hates Trump, and he said, I'm very glad to see people not wearing masks. I'm glad that people are listening to scientists, because I don't know if people remember this, but initially they were telling us not to wear masks.
Right, exactly.
Because the mask initiative did not start with Fauci. It actually started with people. People started rocking masks themselves, and the you know, intelligentsia was telling us not to do it. So yeah, I gave everybody a pass for the corona thing, right? You know, Nancy Pelosi got up there and she said, let's go to Chinatown, and was hugging people and touching people. And New York, you know, handled it horribly. Most of the fatalities at the beginning of this happened in New York, right? With Cuomo.
Right.
And Cuomo was dragging his heels on shutting down the thing because they were going, you know, with this F Donald Trump thing, whatever Donald Trump says, you know, we're not going to do, you know what I mean? But I gave them a pass on that too, because we never experienced something like this in the last 60 years. So I was like, okay, everybody gets a pass because nobody knew what was happening. But I just thought the way that the media spun Trump's handling it. But you're right. Like, you know, I don't believe anybody would have handled it.
Plays a large part into part of the source of the enthusiasm for Trump. I mean, I think a lot of people look at the media and can tell. I mean, you can watch CNN for 5 minutes and see that it's extremely biased against the president.
It's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? You know, there's no way you can't not know that when you're watching it.
It's a fact.
So I think that fuels a lot of people because they see that they're being told something that, especially if you're a Trump supporter, that you either know is wrong or you just don't agree with. And I think that fires them up even more to want to correct the situation, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know if you heard me go off a little bit about Twitter, but
yeah,
Trump had that tweet, and they immediately tried to block it and censor it. I'm like, come on, guys! Like, you don't think people are going to look at that and go, okay, we know what this is here? Is that Alaska? Is that Alaska going red?
Yeah, Alaska goes red.
Holy moly! Alaska goes red all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
I've got that red on my map, by the way.
Shit, man, Leah, we need to bring you to some football games and stuff. We could win some money. The way you, holy shit, the way you plotted this thing out, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, look at my map.
Yeah, I mean,
I called
it. You called it, and you know, you stayed pat. And I've been hitting you up like the last 2 weeks. I've been texting you every other day, like, yo, you really think that this is gonna be a, you know?
Yes, I do.
And you were completely right. You were completely look. I mean, the thing isn't over yet. But again, guys, Pennsylvania. Right. Everybody was saying that Florida was a toss-up. You know, and most people were angling toward Biden because of the elderly community in Florida, right? And you know, people were talking about Pennsylvania and Michigan, but I mean, it is, you know, he's dominating in Michael Moore town. You know, and that's I got to tell you. I'm going to be listening to Michael Moore. I mean, he's going to be devastated.
A week ago, they came out with a poll that said Biden was up 17 in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, 17.
And,
oh my gosh.
Let's see, where is he at? He's still 4% down with 85% in. So
they're going to have to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, they waited. They
don't want to. That's
their sweet time calling Texas.
Yeah, you're right. They took their sweet time calling Tejas.
Well, that's why Fox is calling a bunch of these quicker than some of the other networks, I think. It's because they don't want to.
Yeah. They don't want to face it.
Until the last second until it's like.
Well, he humiliated them again. Right? Because
exactly
he humiliated them again.
He proved them all wrong. 2016 all over again, and that's why I never really strayed from my support. and my belief that he was going to win is because I saw all the same shit, heard all the same shit 4 years ago.
The polls.
Except this cycle, there's a little bit less Russia.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I swear to God. I swear if somebody comes at me with Russia ever again, I cannot
give him a week, then.
I cannot tell you. Again, Leah, you were the one that put me onto the whole Russia situation because I was behind. I remember that fireside. You put me onto the Russia situation, and I thought it was so strange that I was kind of like, I was like, no, that's no. You know, I was like, no, nobody's really pushing this narrative. And sure enough, Russia went crazy on us. So it's insane. It's insane. I've got another caller. So I'm going to take her, and then maybe you can call us back. All right. Love you. Stay safe. Listen, Leah, stay inside. You're in Chicago, right?
I'm near Chicago, yeah.
So stay inside, for the love of God.
Oh, don't worry. I'm good.
All right.
I'm in a safe spot.
All right. So we'll hit you back later.
Gosh,
all right.
I mean, are you really worried about Nevada? I mean, it's 6 points. Who cares?
No. I mean, I already done the math. If he can win Nevada and North Carolina, we still win.
He's not going to lose. He's not going to win North Carolina.
Trump.
All right, I think Trump's going to win North Carolina easy. It's 94% reporting. It's done.
Actually, I had this one.
The mail-ins aren't going to do anything.
Hold on. There was
keep telling you people, mail-ins aren't going to do anything.
There was a thing that tracked like the mail-ins, the swings for the mail-ins, delays. Hey, can you read the pro computer you're on?
Hello.
Hello. Who am I speaking to?
You are speaking to Izzy.
The great Izzy. The first time ever, Izzy. I'm not gonna tell the people who you voted for. That's your business. But tell me what you're seeing. What do you think right now? What's going through your mind? Izzy Jimenez, one of the most. Izzy, you brought some credibility to Middle America. I think I'm gonna say.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You just brought a certain type of, you know, in the conversations, things like that on Facebook, like you elevated. I saw people like kind of step their game up after you came into the community. And you always have you're kind of like a mirror image of me a little bit in the sense of like, you can never tell what you're going to say. So like you were the first time in Middle America. I'm like, I don't know what she's going to say about this issue. Right. I know what Lee's going to say. I know what Maida is going to say. I have no clue what you're going to say on any given topic, which I've heard I've had that effect on people too. So, Izzy, Carlos Melendez says Isabel voted for Biden. I don't know if you know Izzy, Carlos, but there you go. So, Izzy, talk to us. What's going on? What's going through your head?
Okay, there's a lot of things going through my head, actually. First of all, there is no shame to my game, so I'm going to be straightforward. I voted for Trump.
Holy moly.
I'm a staunch Bernie supporter. I worked his campaign 2 election cycles. My heart was broken. I actually put my Bernie sign back out on my yard today just to be a ball buster in the neighborhood.
Okay.
You know, but
so I want people to understand this. You were not like a Facebook Bernie supporter or a Twitter Bernie supporter. You were evangelizing for Bernie.
Yes.
You were I'm gonna knock on your door. We're gonna preach the gospel of Bernie. That was you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hardcore.
And
like I said, I put my sign back on my lawn today. Like, I was so upset. I honestly went back and forth. I've kind of tormented myself trying to figure out what am I going to do in this election, because I'm going to be honest with you, I think Trump is vulgar and common, and he's lowered the discourse in this country. And I don't really care whose 401ks are thriving or not. I think what he has done is going to take years to repair. So on that level, I have little to no respect for him. Okay. However, until COVID, the economy was doing well. Okay, we weren't engaging in any new military involvement overseas, which I'm really happy about.
So am I. That was very important to me. And I got to tell you, one of the things that really shocked me about the so-called left, and, you know, Ben has educated me. I don't really, Ben and BM fan, I don't really know what left means anymore. But when Trump was trying to get us out of Syria, and people threw a conniption fit, this is terrible, we need to keep troops in Syria. Trump trying to get folks out of Afghanistan, and this silly thing came out about the Russians again trying to keep us in Afghanistan. I got to tell you, I was very, very shocked that there were Democrats that were advocating for U.S. troops to stay overseas away from their families and put more lives of innocent civilians in danger. Because that's what we do when we're over there. I know for a fact we kill civvies by the boatload. So that was one of the things that really, truly, like, kind of hit me from the left. You know, like, holy shit, these people hate Trump so much that they're completely fine with separating Americans from their families and us killing innocent civilians. Did that surprise you, the way that they were foreign policy-wise?
The center-left, no. The neoliberal, no. I expect it from them. I expect it from them because I honestly have learned, which is why I became a Bernie supporter and a progressive in the first place, is that the neoliberal, after Clinton brought us more to the right with the New Democrat.
Sure. It's the economy, stupid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They pretty much just kind of thrown away all the things that they used to stand for, you know, and they're just not. They're not who I used to see the left as when I was a teenager, when I was in my 20s, you know, and yeah, I can't be down with that anymore. I guess at heart I'm a bit of a hippie chick, you know, which is why progressivism is so enticing to me. But anyway, let me get back to my why I voted for Trump thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I soul searched over this. I went back and forth, and I said to myself, okay, you have to be realistic and practical here. If Biden were to win the election, he is not a young guy. He is not going to run a second term. He could barely make it through one campaign. There is no way that Biden is going to run another campaign, which means in 2024, it will be Kamala Harris up against whoever the Republicans put up. Okay, and I will bet my life on that. That's what it will be. She's black. She's a woman. She plays right into the Democrats' identity politics, you know, and she's young, and you know, to them it's all about trying to like appeal to a certain demographic, trying to get inside somebody's head rather than just offer them something real. So absolutely, it's going to be Kamala in 2024.
Exactly Dorian. You know what's funny? Dorian called that's a conversation Dorian and I have had, and you're the only other person I've heard say that. So you're looking at 2024 and going, holy shit, there's no way that he's going to run again. So you're probably going to have a Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg card, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like the Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg. And quite frankly, I think Kamala Harris is the most opportunistic, lying, two-faced, phony person I've ever seen in politics.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think she's worse than Hillary.
Oh, let me. Okay,
They
make
had
that.
people killed,
Make
though.
that.
That's the thing.
Well, Kamala almost had people killed.
Almost, but she actually got people.
Wait a
killed.
second. Who did Hillary actually have killed?
I
I didn't
mean,
just listen to your conspiracy.
Jeffrey
tinfoil.
Epstein, that
Stop.
that guy in the White House lawn.
I don't.
Seriously,
I
look
think
into
Trump probably had as much to do with that as the Clinton. No. I don't want. I don't want to hear it. Make your case for why Kamala is is worse than Hillary.
Kamala is worse than Hillary because, first of all, you cannot compare Kamala to Hillary's tenure in office because Kamala has not had a chance to do what Hillary's done.
That's a good
She
point.
has not been Secretary of State yet. So she has not had that opportunity, and I don't want to give her that opportunity.
Okay.
The reason I feel that Kamala is worse than Hillary is Hillary is better. Is better at even putting on a show. She can convince people. Okay, maybe she has some good traits about her. Kamala, on the other hand, if you look at Kamala, okay, wait a minute. Let me collect my thoughts here a minute.
Sure.
Let's go back to the primary. Okay? Kamala Harris, before the primary started, signed off. She literally signed off on Bernie's Medicare for All bill.
She did.
She put pen to paper on Medicare for All.
She did.
Then when the primary started and she got the slightest bit of pushback and was asked, so you're for getting rid of private health care? Oh, no. But you're on board with Medicare for All. But I'm not for getting rid of private health care. Well, are you trying to tell me then that as someone that we have elected to look out for our best interest and do what's best for the country, you blindly put your signature to something that you have not even read?
Yeah.
Just because it was a popular thing to do? That to me is so scary. She literally just signed something she never read, didn't know what was in it, but by golly, it was popular, and she wanted to be with the popular kids.
Yeah, I mean,
and that to me is crazy.
Okay, so during the Democratic primaries in 2016, Bernie was a surging star, and it was because of Medicare for All. Hillary stayed pat, and she did not bend.
That's true.
Whereas, send Zoe and Sailor to go look for it, please. Whereas Hillary didn't bend at all on that. She was very, very principled in what she was talking about.
Except for NAFTA.
She bent
on NAFTA.
She bent on NAFTA. I agree on that. But that was something where it's not like she signed on the dotted line and then flipped 2 weeks later. I mean, Kamala was like literally,
I think
it was a span of about 90 days where she completely flipped off. What was the other thing that did you see the most recent one where she was like, it was a debate, ha ha ha. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, that was when she called out Biden
on his racism.
Being against busing. Okay, for being against busing, and gave that whole little speech about I was that little girl
that she had those shirts printed.
Later, she had T-shirts.
Exactly.
Correct.
You know.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden, she's like, "Oh, it was a debate." So what are you saying? That didn't really mean anything to you?
And then, like it was a strange laugh, as if it was a dumb question to ask. Did you see how she was laughing?
Oh, yeah.
It was like this.
Like, oh, you're so silly for asking me that.
Yeah, you're so dumb. It was a debate. It's like, yeah, in a debate, what you're saying is, this is what I believe. This is what you believe. This is why I'm right. This is why you're wrong. Like,
theater for that.
We've had them, right? Like, so yes, in it.
At least I can give Hillary Clinton credit, but no matter how popular Medicare for All was, she stood up there and said, Medicare for All will never happen.
Right.
Told us the
You
real
know,
name.
at least there was some principle that she stood behind.
Correct. And you know what?
Hate it.
You know what's really interesting? I'm kind of rocking with you on the Hillary thing. Here's why. If anybody could have flip-flopped on Medicare for All, it'd been Hillary, right? Because Hillary was actually one of the first ones to introduce an Obamacare-style healthcare plan. way back in the day. People probably don't even remember that. But in the 90s, Hillary was introducing that type of an idea. And at that time, we hadn't progressed enough. So it was like a sit down and shut up lady type of situation. So if Hillary wanted to flip-flop, she could have said, look, guys, I'm the first one that talked about this. You know, when Obama was smoking weed in, Harvard or whatever, I was on the floor talking about this. So she could have flip-flopped in a justifiable way. She didn't. But Kamala, like, you're completely right. Like, she didn't have enough pride or self-respect or conviction or whatever not to do that. And I hear you. I hear you.
Like the way she has no boundaries. She has no scruples. It's whatever it will take to get her where she needs to be. And if she has to say A today because A is what's going, then it's A. And if you tell her tomorrow it's B, okay, it's B. Whatever it takes. And that's not who I want as a president. That's not even who I want as a VP. Okay, so that was my first thing. That if Biden wins, he will only run one term, and then the Democratic choice for 2024 is going to be Kamala Harris up against whoever the Republicans put up.
I guarantee you it would have been a Kamala Buttigieg ticket, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd had your first black woman president, first gay, vice president, whatever.
It'd been the ultimate virtue signal.
So then, from what I'm hearing, on Fox and stuff like that, is that in 2024 they were thinking Pence, maybe a Trump Jr. or something like that. Trump Jr. would trounce Kamala. Okay.
You really think so?
He destroyed The View. Did you see him?
Absolutely.
That he destroyed The View before Corona, though. I would agree with you. Before Corona, Trump Jr. was looking very, very strong. I think, but I don't know. 4 years from now, is Corona really going to be a concern? Probably not. We're gonna have a vaccine and all that. Okay, all right. I see where you guys are going.
See, because the way I look at it is, Trump people love Trump. Trump Jr. is an extension of Trump. So after 4 years of Sleepy Joe, if they have a chance to get a little bit of Trump in there,
yep,
they're going to be all in. And Kamala is not going to beat that. She is not going to beat that. And I don't even want her to beat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want her to be the one. So now let's flip it. Let's go to the if Trump wins. If Trump wins, this is his second term, which means he cannot run in 2024, which means that it's up for certainty that the candidate will be Pence. Pence couldn't energize somebody if he was the Energizer Bunny. He is the Republican version of Sleepy Joe. There's nothing about Pence that would excite a voter. So if we let Trump have the election now, 2024, the Republicans are going to have a very weak candidate, and we will have 4 years to come up with somebody decent to go up against him.
Yeah, but
and
when
that was my logic.
Izzy, when you say we, you're talking about the Democratic Party, who for the last 4 years has given us, had a candidate that was a viable winner in your candidate, Bernie Sanders, and took him from us twice, although I will argue that the second time Bernie gave it away, but took it from us twice in order to prop up literally the worst person on the ticket possible in Hillary and in Biden. So what makes you think that in 2024, who are they going to put up?
Well, when I say we,
Chelsea,
I mean it to the left. So whether that ends up being a progressive person, or it just means a candidate that those of us on the left can somehow get behind. I can absolutely not get behind Kamala Harris.
No.
There's no way in hell that I can do that. And Pence, the way Pence is with the gay community, I have gay people that I love very dearly in my life. and I am terrified of what the world would be like for them under a Pence presidency.
I agree.
So,
I agree. One of the things I was saying.
Yeah.
One of the things that I was saying during the whole situation was, during the impeachment, I'm like, okay, you impeach Trump and you have Pence as the president. Like, hello, like all the foreboding and all that is all just rhetoric when you talk about Trump. Like, this dude is a true believer. Like, he will make life miserable for you and the people you love. Like, what are you talking about? The only person that I see having a chance in 2024 on the Democratic side is Mrs. Obama.
Oh,
I think if Michelle runs, and she's an establishment Democrat, so she can throw Buttigieg in there. I think that that's going to be a very, very strong ticket,
really?
And I don't see. What do you think about that, Michelle and a Buttigieg ticket? What do you think, Izzy?
I think, although it's not my preferable ticket, I think they would beat the Republicans' ass. Absolutely.
100%. I think they would wreck shop.
Absolutely.
I think they would wreck shop.
Yeah, they don't subscribe to the same politics I do, but I honestly, even I like Michelle Obama. I do.
Right.
I see people coming out 2 and 3 times what they did for Barack.
I don't think that Michelle has a weakness, politically speaking. Kamala has a weakness, obviously. Everybody down the line has a weak. I call her Pocahontas now because I forgot her name. Elizabeth Warren. I think is completely done because her embarrassing lack of character. She's probably right along the lines of Kamala, right? For just embarrassingly having no character. I don't think Michelle Obama has any weakness whatsoever.
No, I don't think so either. I think the worst that they could do is, smear her somehow, invent like stupidity, but that's going to happen regardless of who the candidate is.
She comported herself with absolute dignity for 8 years in an extremely volatile situation that you have to respect. You have got to respect the way that she comported herself. And there were many opportunities for her to make a mistake. And this woman was completely and totally flawless. And I think if she runs, it'll be a no-brainer. And I think if she puts Buttigieg on there, because you think about it, Buttigieg, look, it was him and Bernie, right, in Iowa. And the fact, I personally believe that it was stolen. But the fact that it was close enough between Buttigieg and Bernie for it to be stolen in the first place indicates that the dude has some energy, right? So I don't know. I think, I don't see anybody on the Republican side because, look, I think one of the things that the Democrats just could never get their head around was that the last 2 elections have been about a cult of personality. And the only person in this country that has a cult of personality that is on par with Trump was Bernie Sanders. Would you agree with that?
100%. And I'm so glad you brought that up because I'd like to segue into that right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if Biden loses this, which it really looks like he will.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I'm watching this and I'm like, this does not look good for Biden. Okay?
No,
if Biden loses this, I think I might like just have a nervous breakdown because let's think about this for a minute, okay? They put up like 20 different candidates. They threw everything to the wall and said, let's see what sticks. Let's see what we could do that's not Bernie Sanders, okay? 2 months before Biden even got into the election, you had MSNBC saying, Biden's in the lead. Biden isn't even in the election. They refused to mention his name for months on end for nothing else but to disparage him. Then when the man won, okay, and the 3 first states were called, what happened? Obama had to pick up the phone, okay, put his 2 cents in, and tell Buttigieg and Klobuchar, and okay, it's time to back out and throw your support to Biden because he's our guy. And that's how the momentum went. Because if you remember, the country was kind of waiting. There were so many options. People are like, well, you know, we just want somebody to take out Trump. We're just waiting for a signal. Okay, this is the guy to take out Trump. So Obama is the one that's responsible for Biden being on this ticket right now. And they will try to sell you on the idea that it's that, oh, a socialist couldn't win. Well, you know what? The Republicans have been claiming that Democrats is FDR. They called Obama a socialist, okay? So it doesn't matter. They're calling Biden a socialist. They're calling Kamala a socialist. It doesn't matter who the Democrats run. They were going to be called a socialist. But at least with Bernie Sanders, you had somebody who had energy. You had somebody who had the youth vote. You had somebody who had the Hispanic vote. You had somebody who wasn't just a vote against Trump, but somebody who was actually trying to offer something to people. And instead of going full-fledged behind that, you chose the worst candidate ever. You chose a man that stripped a generation of fathers away from their children and then turned around and told Black people to vote for him.
Yep. You ain't Black.
You got this horrendous Kamala Harris bullshit. And now all of a sudden you want everybody to jump on board with this.
Yeah.
And if you lose, I don't want to hear that it was Hunter Biden's laptop or his email or Russian.
It's the Russians. It's the Russians.
Oh man.
But actually, no. I want you to address something real quick, especially as a Bernie person. And thanks for taking your time. But so Bernie set records as far as Latino incorporation and participation into his campaign. Bernie set records this year. And so when Bernie bowed out, you would figure that Mr. Biden would have co-opted Bernie's Latino team right into his group. And he didn't do it.
Who did Biden choose to head up his Latino outreach? A Republican, Anna freaking Navarro.
Correct.
Oh,
Anna
no.
freaking Navarro.
Correct. Anna Navarro. It wasn't Anna
no.
Navarro the one that in 16 that said she was writing in her mom because she couldn't vote for Trump or Hillary or whatever. But he used Anna Navarro when you know the guy with the hat that showed up on Rising, Rocha. What's the guy's last name was Rocha, right? Yeah, the Bernie guy.
The fat guy.
Joe Rocha. Yeah, he was not single-handedly, but he was responsible for a record turnout of Latinos in favor of Democrat or Republican. They set a record this year, and Biden completely ignored him and went to a Republican. And
Think about this. You're bringing up Chuck Rocha. Okay, Chuck Rocha did such a good job at Bernie's campaign. Bernie, who is the Democratic Socialist, and Florida that is full of Cubans, even though Bernie lost Florida, he won the Cuban vote in Florida.
Correct, he did.
The Democratic Socialist won the Cuban vote in Florida. And people have to think about that for a minute. Let that really sink in. Okay, because that is huge. That is huge. But instead, you're going to choose Anna Navarro?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. Here's what Jesse said. Jesse has some heritage. I know a lot of Mexican Americans went Republican when Bernie dropped out. We felt betrayed. And I think having Rocha in there on the Biden side would have helped, heal those wounds. And they didn't do it. And it's mind-boggling to me. I had a friend in Ohio who one of my business partners, right? And he and I were talking about an hour ago, and I said, bro, go to sleep. And he was like, yeah, and he was having a really tough time. This was before Ohio got called. And I said, what were you seeing? Because Izzy, one of the things that was really that I really enjoyed about your updates was you would talk about where you were seeing signs. So I'd be in Middle America and be like, hey, I just went through this town. I saw X amount Trump signs, X amount of Biden signs.
No, I'm not falling asleep.
And so I asked this guy, I said, how did you see on the sign? He's like, yeah, bro, every other house there was some flag or something. And then he was going to try to get a Biden sign. I think this was about 2 months ago. He said he was trying to get a Biden sign to put in his yard, and they said, we're out. And he said, what's going on? And they basically said, we're not getting any money anymore from the campaign because basically they had surrendered Ohio. And I was like, holy shit, wow. That is crazy. Wow. So how the hell do you think, I mean, let's think about this, right? Because I'm really intrigued by the whole wisdom of the crowd polling idea. Have you heard of this?
No, I don't think so.
So standard polling is, okay, Izzy, who you're going to vote for, right? Mm-hmm. But the wisdom of the crowd says, hey, Izzy, who are your friends going to vote for? So in that kind of polling, Trump won. Like there was no, like when they did that wisdom of the crowd polling where they go to your friend and they say, okay, who are your friends going to vote for? And the idea was if there was that secret Trump voter, all the pressure was off of them because they could say that their friends were going to vote for Trump, right? So if you look at Ohio, it borders on Pennsylvania. Now, I've been around the country. I've been to Ohio since I've spent significant time in Ohio and Pennsylvania doing, cross trainings for things and whatever. They're the same kind of people. Ohioans and Pennsylvanians are the same kind of people. Hardworking, gutter, dirt under the fingernails type people. They share a border, right? What is the logic of saying everybody knew that Pennsylvania was a very, very important swing state? Some people were saying that the election was going to come down to Pennsylvania. What the hell is the logic to surrendering Ohio that borders with Pennsylvania? Especially when you factor in the concept of wisdom of the crowd, right? You see what I'm saying?
It's crazy. That's why, I kept saying, like, I'm not trying to look at these signs on the street and say, okay, this is definitely how the election is going to go. But this is some serious tough country I'm in. And I am right on that corner of PA that borders Ohio and West Virginia.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
And this is so Trump. It's like, it's not even funny. On my block, I got like 13 Trump signs, one Biden, and my room.
Wow. Yeah. So how could you think you could surrender Ohio and win Pennsylvania? You don't think there's cross-pollination between Ohioans and Pennsylvanians? You don't think that there's family? People have family that, okay, I'm moving out of Ohio and you end up in Pennsylvania or whatnot. Like, look around Ohio. It's all red, right? You got Indiana, Kentucky, red, red, red. You got Michigan kind of up there, red. And then you got PA, and PA's got a 16-point lead with 64% reporting. It's like, how could you surrender Ohio and think you're going to win Pennsylvania and then think you're going to win the election when Pennsylvania is one of the most important states to win? I just
walking wine tours.
It's the same nonsense that happened with, what Michael Moore was saying about the Clinton campaign when they refused to arm Michael Moore with signs. He was trying to get signs and plant placards in yards. And they didn't have any funding for him. He said, why not? And they said, well, we're afraid that if Republicans start seeing all these Hillary signs that it's going to instigate them to go to the polls. Michael Moore's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? You know what I mean? And so here we are.
Well, I tried to get 3 Biden signs. Okay. One was for a friend of mine. One was for my roommate, and one was for my roommate's nephew. Okay, they wanted Biden signs, and being that I worked on the Bernie campaign, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll contact them and I'll get it for you because they're a little intimidated to reach out to the campaign. But I reached out to the Biden campaign. No one ever responded.
Wow. And
I reached out 3 times. 3 times. I told them where I lived. I told them that there is a lot of Trumpers here and we need to get some more Biden signs out there. I told them, where can I go? What can I do? I need to get these signs. They never even gave me the courtesy of a response.
So Izzy, you're saying that you're around the Ohio, Pennsylvania region.
Right there.
Yes. Yes.
So here's the thing. You were doing this for a friend, but here you are, Izzy. And you know what's interesting is probably the people that notice, hey, we have no signs, are people like you and my friend. My business partner is also a very active dude. He was on the team with Clinton, on the team with Obama, door to door, all that jazz. So here you have 2 people that have actually are grunts that will grind. And instead of getting on the phone with you and trying to convert you and say, hey, where are you at, Izzy? What can we do to get you to work for us? They don't even respond to you.
So did the Ice Cube.
They don't even respond to you.
That's terrible.
And
where's your PR?
And another place where I think that they really dropped the ball, I said it before in Middle America, I'm going to say it again now, was with these riots and these protests.
Yeah.
When they brought George Floyd's brother onto the DNC convention stage, they owned the protest and everything associated with it. And to the best of my knowledge, there are Black Republicans that get pulled over by cops.
100%.
Okay? And I have never in my life heard a cop ask somebody their political affiliation before pulling a gun on them.
Correct.
So
Correct.
Black Republicans have just as much to fear of volatile police officers than Democrats do. But the Democrats, rather than make a statement about like they didn't like the way Trump responded to the protest, bring on those the Wall of Mom people or the dads with the leaf blowers.
100%.
Talk about how they had that's a legitimate gripe. Okay, we don't like the way the president responded, but police is a local issue. Number one, has nothing to do with the federal government.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So, and police brutality has been going on since way before Trump.
Correct.
It has nothing to do with it.
Correct.
They wanted to co-opt it and they wanted to make it their own. So now every wall Biden's citizen in the color in the country, whether they're black, white, orange, green, blue, or purple, are like, I don't want my city to burn. I want to go back to the gym. I want to go back to work. I want to be able to walk in the street. I don't want to be afraid. And the Democrats own that. And so now they got to deal with it.
And this is why I said you brought a certain credibility in Middle America, because it was a very nuanced discussion we just had. And, do what you want with it. But this girl knows her stuff, obviously. And,
what's going on in California?
This is why Democrats keep losing. And some of it is just like, it's unbelievably easy. I don't know what it is. When you have people who are willing to go to war for you, coming to you, because usually in a political campaign, you pay people to scope out the area and say, where do we need to put signs, right? Yeah. Where do we need to do this? Where do you do that? You have people coming to you, doing the work for you.
Exactly. And you just neglect them.
And you ignore them.
You're voting for someone to represent you, and someone's going to care about your issues, and they're not even responsible when they ask you for a sign.
They're asking, how do I go to war for you?
How can I advertise for you? How can I spend my money to advertise for you? You don't even respond to them.
It's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. You know how many bands reach out to us on a daily basis saying, hey, what can we do to get on your channel? You know what I mean? Like, that would be like us going to a, mom and pop band and saying, hey, when would you like us to feature your band? Like, I'm not, but there are lots of bands that would jump on that if I said, hey, what's for free? We'll put you in the main stage. And like, you got these people that a garage band has more marketing know-how and instinct than these multi-billion-dollar enterprises. It boggles my mind, Izzy. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Easy, and honestly,
when is the president going to talk?
Considering COVID, Okay, considering all the businesses that have shut down,
100%.
considering the number of deaths that we've had in this country, the Democrats should have been able to sweep every state by 30 points.
100%.
It should have been easy breezy.
100%.
Easy breezy.
Our President Trump
Okay, they have nobody to blame for this but themselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nobody to blame. And I don't even know if the Democratic Party can survive this.
They're not giving it
I
to
don't
Trump.
know how they come back. Unless, like you say, Michelle runs in 2024, I really don't see how they can come back.
Yeah, I don't see. I would be extremely surprised if after another 4 years we don't get a Michelle Obama ticket.
Really?
I would be extremely surprised.
21.
I mean, she was
If they
in the
give
race a
Biden-
little bit, wasn't she?
No, she was
You sure?
never in the race. If she put her pinky toe in that pool, it would. I'm not saying she would beat Trump because Trump was just too strong before Corona. I don't think prior to Corona, I don't think anybody was going to beat Trump.
Oh, for sure.
But
25.
I mean, and it depends. It really depends what happens to the economy, you know. But I don't really think that there is a Republican person right now who could challenge. I don't think there's a Republican ticket.
People are saying Ben Shapiro can go
Ben
on.
Shapiro and Candace Owens is a ridiculously stupid ticket. Because, like, let me tell you something. So Sori was very friendly to Trump the entire time.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, she would be out on them immediately. Like, no way.
Oh.
Because the only way you win is if you get somebody like Sori, right?
Yeah.
Like Sori and Izzy are kind of the template of this is how a guy like Trump can win. The Republicans are not going to win with Ben Shapiro. He's way too divisive.
After Mitt Romney, was there any like Republican that you thought could go against?
Hillary?
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah. Some like
I agree. So you're expecting lightning in a bottle and for there to be a Donald Trump 2.0 character that comes in and completely shocks the world?
No. I'm
President Trump expected to speak.
Just like
we're waiting for Twitter and CNN to shut him up. We're waiting for Twitter and CNN to censor the president. So that's about that.
Sori is like in bed right now. She's pregnant and late, so that's where she is.
All right, Izzy.
Twitter already did. I think Twitter already did.
Yeah.
Censor him.
Yeah, we know Twitter.
That is ridiculous. Did you see Ted Cruz put the screws to Jack Dorsey? You guys should go watch that.
No.
You should see it.
No, I didn't see Cruz.
Freaking Ted Cruz went off on him.
All right, Izzy.
Oh, speaking of Ted Cruz, you think Ted Cruz could do it?
No.
No.
Ted Cruz could not beat Michelle Obama.
You don't think so?
No way. Who would he run with? Who would he run with?
I don't know.
No, Ted Cruz couldn't even beat Trump as a Republican. Like, how in the world? There's no way. Anyway, the president's coming to speak. Love you, Izzy. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I love talking to you guys, and I love to all of you. Kisses to Sori for me.
Yep. Yeah, she loves you too, bro.
Touched.
Yeah. He's touched. He's touched, Izzy. There you go.
I love him. He's like Michael J. Fox from what was that show? What the heck was that kid's name that he played? The Republican.
Yeah, I forgot. But
Shoot.
Yeah.
Darn it. I can't help it. Yeah, but he reminds me of that. Whenever I see him with his little tie and jacket, I love it. You keep doing that. You keep doing it, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I will definitely keep the suit on.
And don't you let your dad intimidate you, okay?
Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't at all. All right, love you, Izzy. I'll see you out there on the field.
Okay, I'll see you, hon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go.
I wonder what Trump's going to say. Yeah, she's great. She's very interesting perspectives.
I
would have never thought Hillary was worse.
Honestly, I would give all
better than Kamala until she talked. What
were you saying, Yoshi?
I would give all the stuff that Biden has that's not official. I would give that all to Biden. And I give all the stuff that Trump has. I give it all to him because it's really late.
Oh, you would just call the states.
I would just call the states. I mean, look at this.
Does anyone know when the president is supposed to speak?
He's supposed to come in 10 minutes. I mean, we're looking at the empty podium, which he always does. He just demands that attention. He's brilliant. And then he makes people wait. Let's see what MSNBC is doing. Is MSNBC is looking at the empty stump again. Holy moly. It's 2016 all over again. Holy moly.
64%, and Trump is leading by that. Trump has 53
Secretary of Education.
.4, and Biden has 45. That's in Michigan.
Look at that.
Georgia,
again.
At the guard,
it's 93. 93% and he's up by 2%, basically.
With the game, with the G.
With the go, with the gun, just the guy,
North Carolina, 94%. And Trump is winning by 2 again. So
the guy was.
I mean,
if you were going to,
they should just give the stuff to Trump and
look.
You know,
they can't just give it to Trump.
Out of pity, give it to Biden.
So I don't know.
Out of pity, give it to Biden.
Out of pity, give the kind states to Biden. Because there's no way for Biden to win.
We're still staring at an empty podium. We're still staring at
the empty podium. This guy, I'll tell you what, he knows how to control a narrative, subhanAllah. He's terrible. The electoral pity vote. Yes, I know that Michelle said that she wasn't going and she could do more in the private sector, but in 4 years, she can say, I had no idea that Trump was going to win again. I thought whoever, America had woken up. Now I see that it isn't. So I need to come in my cape and my suit and rescue America. Blah, blah, blah. And me and my gay running mate, Pete Buttigieg, are gonna save America. Da, 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 da. And it's gonna be a wonderful story. It's gonna be fireworks everywhere. And you watch, that's exactly what's gonna happen. And she's gonna win.
Fabulous.
He's gonna win.
Do you think Michelle Obama?
All the headlines: first black female president.
100%.
Nothing about politics. Just first black female president. Disgusting.
I would never vote for Michelle Obama. No. But it depends. If she changes and evolves to Medicare for all past Obamacare, then I might.
It's not gonna go against her husband's wishes.
It's not going against her husband's wishes.
That's not gonna happen.
I don't know, or maybe she can reinstitute Obamacare 2.0 because her last name is Obama. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like the narrative would just be too rich for the Democrats to pass up, right? Like,
yeah, but
the first black and shit. If she really wanted to go crazy, she could make Barack Obama her vice president.
Is that even possible?
There's nothing in the Constitution, as far as I know, that makes that illegal.
I mean, Biden just won. What is that supposed to mean?
Who said Biden just won? What?
Whoa! What are you talking about, Leonardo?
You get troll. You get destabilized so quickly. It's hilarious. Look,
Barack is the first way. Stupid.
If she did the whole Barack Obama thing, forget it. It'd be a wrap. It would be an absolute wrap. An Obama ticket would be too much for people to handle. See, look, Leonardo, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
DL has heart. That's why.
I don't think that we would buy that garbage.
What?
You're talking about voter suppression.
People won't buy that garbage.
I think
people would absolutely buy that, and it wouldn't be garbage. It would be a good story.
Really?
Michelle Obama being the president. That would be a crate. Her husband was the first black. She the first female. What are you talking about? The
story is good. But again, how many people really care about that story? I know. I don't care about the story.
There's nothing.
That story sucks.
There's nothing in the Constitution that says he couldn't be the VP. We've had a president who later went on to serve the Supreme Court, for instance. Exactly.
Who?
I don't know, but she knows because she's a teacher. So
can you tell us, please?
Okay, who?
So that would absolutely work. An Obama ticket would be insane.
I hope we never find out.
Well, I'm telling you guys this right now. That is going to happen. She is going to run in 2024. You can book it. I said it first. You can book it.
What if Michelle versus AOC?
That would be a sad day.
Listen, he's saying a wife of a president doesn't make you qualified. What was Mr. Trump's qualifications to be president, Rockin'? Come on.
He had none.
He had none.
I'll say it plain.
Michelle is way more qualified to be president. than Donald Trump.
Definitely.
I'm surprised.
For sure.
I'm surprised Obama didn't have
I'm
her
talking about
as
conventional
his
qualifications.
VP. Yeah.
Montana just elected a Republican senator, so
Good.
the Republicans once again are close to getting the majority. Susan, did they call Susan Collins yet?
I don't know.
Because if they didn't call Susan Collins, we're in trouble.
Why?
Susan Collins is
Why
pretty
wants
bad.
to
Let's see. Did they call it yet?
He's winning by 8%.
She's winning by
I'm a
8%.
Democrat.
84-40.
So that means really the Republicans have 48 seats because Susan Collins is not going to lose to Sarah Gideon. She wasn't born here. Birther 2.0. That's great. That's great.
That'd be hell if she did. Oh,
I got a bad. Listen, get yourself off mute once
okay.
Trump approaches.
I can't stand. I mean, I don't think America's ready for a black female. Honestly.
A black female. You're not ready for a female, period.
No, well, yeah, female too. That's the other thing. No, I said I'll vote for Tulsi.
Okay,
Tulsi's
guys.
fine.
So you guys, I was doing the corner. I was playing this game, and I'm going to stream this game live.
Wait, listen to the people are talking to the.
I'm talking. To
bro, what are you doing? It's supposed to be a political show. Bro, get out of here! Talk to the people.
Oh, funny.
So,
the
the thing is that about Michelle Obama being a black female is that I really don't feel like the American people, as far as I said, the American people are not going to vote for whose politics they like the best or whatever. They're going to vote her because simply she's a black female and it'll be a big step for females.
What if it was AOC versus her, the both two female?
It's the same thing. They're gonna be like, "Oh, first female president, we made some big accomplishments."
It's gonna be both.
You could literally have Kamala Harris versus I don't know Hillary Clinton, and you would have these idiots on CNN and Twitter talking about how we made a big step for females in this country. No. You got your big step for females when you got the right to vote. That's when you got your big step. You didn't get your big step when a freaking female president came in. And quite frankly,
is the only person that actually have a big step. And maybe Michelle Obama, but I know too little about Michelle Obama. I had to give
Michelle Obama's a whiner, just like her husband. It's like, oh, voter suppression. Like, oh, are you serious?
What's that?
Look what happened to Stacey Abrams. Oh, I think he's coming.
Oh.
Look what happened to Stacey Abrams in Georgia. Yeah, we don't like Stacey Abrams. Oprah Winfrey, no way. She didn't belong in politics.
Wow.
I think, I honestly thought the left didn't like billionaires in politics, but yet you're talking about Oprah Winfrey. I agree. Being in politics sucks. It sucks. It's dishonest. It's terrible.
What's dishonest?
Identity politics.
Oh my gosh.
They're awful. It's absolutely disgusting.
Okay.
It is disgusting.
Okay.
You're gonna vote for someone because it's something they can't control rather than their policies themselves. This is why this is why it was so much better.
How do you know that that's
white
why
males running for office? I'm not lying.
Here we go.
Again,
Here we
not
go.
the ideal situation. It's like affirmative action. Not the ideal situation, but honestly, what needs to happen is we probably should just restrict it to just white males running. Except for Tulsi, because
here we go. Here we go.
Listen.
Here we go.
People will vote for who they truly
unbelievable
want instead of virtue signaling and identity politics.
Dorian,
what's up?
You are ridiculous. So if a white racist person is voting for the white person because they're white, is that not identity politics?
Yes, but there's more.
So it's okay when white people do identity politics, but not okay when people of color do it.
Who's doing that?
You are completely. You are who do you tell me tell me the human beings you know that voted for somebody only because of identity politics. Tell me the people that you know.
That I know personally.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a zero.
Oh no, Nevaeh.
She didn't vote. She's not old enough to vote.
You know what? How do you know who Nevaeh is? That's the point.
She's not old enough to vote.
Yeah, okay.
So you don't know anybody.
Well,
so all you're getting all of this from Ben Shapiro.
Okay,
then where are you getting it? Where are you getting it from?
Go to CNN, go to Twitter, go to all the feminist websites. All
actually vote because
who is actually voting though?
Dudes, what is it?
Who is actually voting? How did Trump win if the virtue signal thing was true?
Because he was running against a woman, female.
He's going against a female. This is the first female president.
You know what? Perhaps you have a point, but she was so despicable.
Perhaps I have a point.
No, you don't have a point. Actually, you don't have a point. No, Hillary's so despicable. If you have a half-decent female, she's going to crush them just because she's a female. Make her a male is a completely different story. Okay, same politics, same scenario.
First of all, Dorian, Trump ran on identity politics, not Hillary. Hillary was running on policy. Trump was the one that was running on identity.
Like what?
Make America great again. That's an identity. That's not a policy, right? The policy is the identity is you're an American, you're great, and these guys are holding you down, and I'm going to make you great. That's not a policy line. That's an identity line. That's a fact. So Hillary was the one that could give you a 15-point breakdown of what she was actually going to do in the world. Trump couldn't. So
yeah, he could.
No, he could not. He could not articulate anything.
Yeah,
the only thing that
Trump, he said the Mexicans are racist and that rapists and that they're evil people and we need to keep them out.
That's not a policy. That's more identity politics, right?
No, it's a policy.
That's the dark side of identity.
Build the wall. We're going to build the wall.
Listen, that's against these Mexicans, right?
No, against immigrant.
He's specifically talking about Mexicans. Isn't that true?
Well, you know what?
That's identity politics, right?
Yeah, well, you know what?
So positively, he was running on Make America Great Again, and negatively, he was running against Mexicans and Muslims, by the way.
Well, you know what? Listen.
So can you be consistent? That was all identity politics.
But he articulated a bunch of policies.
That was all in his
debates.
He was a white male. That's why.
Kind of.
Isn't it true? Who actually articulated more actual actionable policy in the debates, Hillary or Trump?
Hillary. But
so what are you talking about with identity politics? You literally just admitted. You literally just admitted that Donald Trump.
We could literally.
Whoa! We're not talking about Kamala Harris. You're talking about your disdain for identity politics, and yet you agreed that your candidate, all he did was run on identity politics. That's all he did.
No, the wall is an actual policy.
The wall,
immigration policy.
The wall is a policy that is enacted for what purpose?
To keep dangerous people out of our country.
Did he say dangerous people when he went down the escalator?
He didn't.
Did he specify which dangerous people he was talking about? What was it?
How's it? No.
Who were the dangerous people?
Mexicans, but that's a valid argument.
Who were the dangerous people?
That's the Mexicans.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
Now listen.
Okay. So.
I mean, leveraging your gender, your sexual orientation.
She did not leverage her gender.
Your race.
Trump leveraged his gender. She did not.
He didn't. When?
In the debates, when he was intimidating her, standing behind her, towering above her, interrupting her. Those are all him.
Behind her?
That he absolutely was. The guy is 6'3".
When was he?
She's 5'9".
When was he standing behind her?
Let me ask you a question. Did you actually watch the debates between Hillary and...
the first two. I did watch the first two. I don't know what you're talking
about. Then if you did, then you didn't see him standing like right on top of her, right behind her? Iowa just won. Holy moly. That's another Senate seat.
What
it's now 49-47. The Republicans are going to win the Senate again.
He went behind her, towered above her.
They're going to have the. Holy moly!
To try to intimidate. Oh wow!
Of course he did. I'm not joking.
Show me the clip. I don't.
Okay, so if I show you the clip, then you're going to agree. You're going to amend your position then.
Well, I mean.
So you're not going to amend your position, so there's no reason to show you the clip.
I mean, this
new information is not going to influence your argument.
Fine, he used identity politics, but the disgusting identity politics I don't like.
So it's okay. It's okay when Republicans do it, not okay when Democrats do it.
It's a little bit different when
it's
black females do it.
It's different when so when white males use identity politics, okay. Black females do it, it's bad.
Well, it's doing it a different way.
Yeah, so when the white guys do it, it's okay.
Because the white guys do it for a good reason.
For a good reason.
Mexicans are really
but black people are doing it for a bad.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, thank you. It's on TV, so we all know that.
Yeah, but people are using their identity politics to champion for voter suppression, which is the dumbest problem you could possibly think of.
Two white males.
No, I'm starting to figure you out. If the cop goes and kills an innocent person because they were worried about their lives being at stake, that's okay.
No, I said George Floyd's death is a murder multiple times.
You did actually. No, you did actually in the previous video. You can. I'll timestamp it for you when that gets published. But with a black guy actually in the previous video, you can. I'll timestamp it for you when that gets published. But when a black guy kills a cop because he's scared for a life, he should go to jail. When a white guy uses identity politics, it's good because he's doing it for a good reason. Mm-hmm. Black woman does it, it's bad because they're doing it for a bad reason.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
But father,
one of the things that I love about you is how absolutely honest you are about your points, because most people think exactly like you, but won't say it. So I'm very happy that you'll come out and say
here goes. Where's the freaking
here goes
president?
the Messiah. Here
Where's
goes the Messiah, Mr. Trump.
She's a boss. She rips into the media, and she didn't care if they're male, female.
Well, it's not hard to rip into the media.
I mean, Melania. See, between her and Melania Trump, I mean, just compare the two. She's like, "Hi, I'm a mother." That's basically her lines. She ain't making it. She's a boss.
You are
Is that
hilarious.
his son? He's also a boss.
Is this on mute again?
Yeah, it's on mute.
Oh, there we go.
Where's the freaking president?
We saw a view of the crowd. To your point earlier, it appears no mask, no problem.
Wow. Shut up. Shut up.
Don't yell, bro. It's 2:30 in the morning. Don't do that. Don't yell.
Prior to
Don't yell. What are you doing?
Fox News images have now been replaced.
And why are you yelling?
Slide of the
The mask. I'm so tired of hearing about the masks. Seriously.
Yeah, it's a pandemic.
Day.
All the people burying that's Trump's kid.
It's Melania.
Here it is.
Where's Donald Trump?
Would you just wait? Don't worry, your Messiah is coming.
I just want to know where Trump is. This is like you, Dad. You're always thinking.
Yo, what is happening in the Senate, bro? Hold on. Let me look at the Senate count. This can't be right.
USA.
No mask, no problem. Here we go.
USA. Where's the freaking Messiah?
Oh, here's the.
Where's your Messiah? 47 to 44. Look at this, guys. Look at this.
J. Trump.
Unbelievable.
What a great entrance.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, the president. I couldn't look at this is. Oh my gosh, President Trump. Oh my god, my hero. President Trump.
Why am I clapping for him? Don't clap.
You are ridiculous. You are ridiculous. Look at him. Look, he's getting all emotional. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you very much. Please.
You're welcome.
Thank you. This is without question the latest news conference I've ever had. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Donald Trump.
I appreciate it very much. And I want to thank the American people for their tremendous support. Millions and millions of people voted for us tonight. And a very sad group of people is trying to disenfranchise that group of people. And we won't stand for it.
That's right.
This is so ridiculous.
I'll leave it in 6 hours. If Joe Biden's get fired, you're not getting my money.
Vice President Pence, Mrs. Pence, for being with us, all three of us. And we were getting ready for a big celebration. We were winning everything, and all of a sudden it was just called off. The results tonight have been phenomenal, and we are getting ready. I mean, literally, we were just all set to get outside and just celebrate something that was so beautiful, so good. Such a vote, such a success. The citizens of this country have come out in record numbers. This is a record. There's never been anything like it. Just an incredible movement. We won states that we weren't expected to win. In Florida, we didn't win it. We won it by a lot. And
he did. There's nothing you can say about it. He won bigly.
we won the great state of Ohio.
That's right.
Biden is not going to win Georgia.
It's actually pretty close. Strangely, it's pretty close.
No, it's not
We won
close.
Texas by 700,000
Then
votes, and they
important.
don't even include it in the tabulations.
They don't?
It's also clear that
They
we
don't.
have won Georgia.
Yeah, he's won Georgia. You just said he didn't win Georgia.
Wait.
Now he says it. Now you believe he's won
Wait,
Georgia. Holy
yeah.
shit.
Did it add to wait, did it add to that?
I didn't think he had voted.
Wait, did it add Texas?
They can't catch us.
Did it?
Hold on.
Likewise, we've clearly won North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
We're up 1.4%. We're 77,000 votes with only approximately 5% left. They can't catch us.
Mm-hmm.
We also, if you look and you see Arizona, we have a lot of life in that. And somebody declared that it was a victory for, and maybe it will be. I mean, that's possible. But certainly there were
a lot of votes out there that we could get because we're now just coming into what they call Trump territory. I don't know what you call it, but these were friendly Trump voters. And that could be overturned. The gentleman that called it, I watched tonight, he said, well, we think it's fairly unlikely that he could catch. Well, fairly unlikely. And we don't even need it. We don't need that. That was just a state that if we would have gotten it, it would have been nice, Arizona. But there's a possibility, maybe even a good possibility. In fact, since I saw that originally, it's been changed and the numbers have substantially come down just in a small amount of votes. So we want that obviously to stay in play. But most importantly, we're winning Pennsylvania by a tremendous amount.
Exactly.
Exactly. Why wouldn't they give it to you?
Yeah.
What's the ETA on Michigan? Michigan is 53.5 to 44, 70% reporting. He's got a 9% lead in Michigan with 70% reporting.
And 90,000 votes in Pennsylvania, 600. These aren't even close. It's not like, oh, it's close.
605,000 people were watching this election with Joe Rogan. And the Democrats, in their infinite wisdom, sloughed off an endorsement from Joe Rogan. Good job, Democrats. Joe Rogan is the most powerful media personality in the world, and this is what happens. You deserve what you get. Honestly, I swear to God, you deserve what you get.
By almost 300,000 votes.
Unbelievable.
And
it's over.
65% of the vote is in.
It's over.
And we're winning Wisconsin, so we don't need all of them. We need, because when you add Texas in, which wasn't added, I spoke with the really wonderful governor of Texas just a little while ago, and Greg Abbott, he said, congratulations. He called me to congratulate me on winning Texas. I mean, we won Texas. I don't think they finished quite the tabulation, but there's no way. And it was almost complete. But
wait, he's ahead of me. Wait, hold on.
By the way, what's going on? I've never seen anything like this. Can I tell you what? Nobody has. So we won by 107,000 votes with 81% of the vote. That's Michigan. So when you take those three states in particular, and you take all of the others, I mean, we have so many. We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by, and all of a sudden, it's
he's
not
at
like
251
we're up 12 votes and we have 60%
right now.
left.
He's going at 251.
We won states, and all of a sudden.
Yep.
So what happened to the election? It's off.
All he needs to win.
And we have all these announcers saying
it's for them.
What happened? And then
Doran,
they said,
all he needs to win.
Because
this
you know
entire
what
thing.
They knew they couldn't win.
Is this Doran?
So they said, "Let's go to court." And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this.
He said Newt.
The day I heard they were going to send out.
All he needs is Pennsylvania.
I said exactly.
Just Pennsylvania to win.
Yeah.
There's no way.
They'll take us to court.
I think you're right, bro.
There's no way.
I think you're right, little bro.
Tremendous victory.
Because I added the 38 that was stolen from Trump. And it looks like he's ahead of Biden. Now Biden.
Ohio, a tremendous state, a big state. I love Ohio. We won by 8.1%.
They can't do anything. All of these are 10 or 15. 16, 10, 15.
North Carolina, big victory with North Carolina. And so we won there. We lead by 76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
Exactly. Let me see.
It's a fact.
To ensure the integrity for the good of this nation. This is a very big moment. This is a major fraud in our nation. We want the law to be used in a proper manner.
Wow.
So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court.
What?
We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list. Okay?
Oh crap!
It's a very sad.
He's doing that right
It's a
now.
very sad moment. To me, this is a very sad moment, and we will win this. And as far as I'm concerned, we already have won. So I just want to thank you.
16.
We are reluctant to step in, but duty bound to point out when he says we did win this election, we've already won. That is not based in the facts at all.
94.
There are millions.
94.
Of votes.
93.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why Trump does stuff like this. I don't understand why he does stuff like this. He's obviously going to win. There is no way that Biden come back. Why does he have to do this? Invoke the Supreme Court. Why? Why? You're gonna win. You got 64% reporting. You're 16 points ahead in Pennsylvania.
Report, do they have to give the state to her?
Well, yeah, if it's 99% reporting, they're going to give it to him.
They have to?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, Pennsylvania. Get on strong. Actually, you're at 64. You're not really that good. So, guys, North Carolina.
I just don't understand.
If you guys in North Carolina, you guys want to get Trump, you guys have to vote in. Encourage even Biden supporters to go and vote in. Make sure that
it doesn't matter. It's 16 points ahead with 73% in.
Georgia, same thing, guys. Keep pushing it because
There's no way.
yours is so.
Of their mail-in ballots. Now, why?
That doesn't mean anything. It's over. Holy moly.
Allowed by state law in Pennsylvania to open the mail-in ballots until this morning.
It doesn't matter. If there was a 5% variance, sure. You're looking at 56 versus 42. That's 14 and a half, 15, 16 points. There is no way that the mail-in ballots is going to cover 16 points. Good night.
We're expecting when all is said and done, over
Dumb as hell.
800,000 votes are going to come out of Philadelphia. What has been accounted for so far? Do you see this bar right here, this yellow bar? Those are the votes that were cast by people who went out and voted.
You didn't add Trump's victory
Those
in
votes
Texas.
are tabulated. You're looking at them right there. Biden won them pretty overwhelmingly.
Andrew, it is over.
Down here?
It's done.
That's the beginning of the mail-in ballot in Philadelphia.
Doesn't matter.
You see this giant gray space up
Does
there?
not matter.
That's the
You are
rest of
not
it.
covering
They've got
16%.
the
with 35% left. Come on, guys. Oh my gosh. Nobody's using rationality anymore. It's over. Look at this guy. This guy's pathetic.
It's going to take them some time to get
Sure,
all that.
sure,
Bro,
It's not gonna. No, there's no.
Bro, you guys need to vote if you want to win. Encourage everyone to win. Lie to your friends that you vote Biden. Maybe they'll take the state. But lie to them so you can
Trump
get
again,
Trump.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Let's go out here to the suburbs of Philadelphia,
guys
densely populated
push
Montgomery County.
Push
And again,
really,
you're gonna see
really,
the
really
same
hard
dynamic
Pennsylvania.
here. They have
You guys
counted some
can
of their
blow
mail.
them out.
They have counted
I
the
love to
votes
do that.
were cast today
When
in
you
person.
guys won.
And guess what? We're not at the top of the vote thermometer. That's because there's over 100,000
Let me
votes
see.
remaining.
Why
to be
only?
counted.
This
What
guy's
is this?
this guy is pathetic.
100,000 votes. Sure, that's gonna help you. Sure.
You're down by 16%.
North Carolina
You're down by
and
16%.
Georgia. You guys need to really vote because once they get 99%, then Trump is getting inaugurated easily.
Better than a Republican normally does in Pittsburgh and Allegheny County.
Mr. Beluga is voting Republican. Who are you voting for? You're Trump?
Well, I'm voting Republican.
I vote for Shapiro, maybe
I'm voting
Candace
Republican on
Owens.
the president,
Maybe.
but as far as the Senate and the House goes, I'm gonna be Democrat.
They have got about 200.
Okay, so for the executive branch, you want the executive branch, you want Trump over Biden.
that aren't even going
In legislative, you want the Democrats over the Republicans. Okay. What about you?
So the big
Straight
picture in
red.
Pennsylvania,
Supermajority
Satan,
everywhere.
You know,
All right.
Beluga have
that have
Satan's
not
skin,
yet
that's right.
been
No,
counted,
the Republicans. The Republicans do not have the House.
Donald Trump's lead
The Democrats
right
have the
now in
House.
what has been
Oh, wait,
tabulated,
unfortunately.
Yeah, so you can't have a supermajority.
Again,
These
there
Yeah.
are 2 million to come, and they are disproportionately.
Everyone who voted for Trump
Pittsburgh,
They still have it on there. After Trump went down, they still have it on there.
needs to
What is wrong
have
with
areas, and
What is wrong with
we
these
have
people?
been seeing this split
everyone.
where the votes that were cast by mail. It's just for whatever reason this
Yo.
year.
This guy's trying so hard.
I know, it's pathetic.
Why?
I'm actually embarrassed for this guy. Now, I'm a very hard person to embarrass, but this is embarrassing. I'm sorry. You're not going to make up that type of ground. No.
Included in so many of these tallies. I'm going.
Oh, thank you, William Baker.
Oh, we're winning the House. We're winning the House. We're winning the House by 8.
What?
Yes.
That's what?
We're winning the House by 8.
No, you're. Democrats are. Okay, good.
Senate.
Everyone.
I'm embarrassed for this guy on MSNBC who's trying to convince us that Mr. Biden has a chance in Pennsylvania. Mr. Biden is down by 16 percentage points in Pennsylvania, and there are 64% already accounted for. He is not going to get a 17% turnaround with 35% of the voting left. That is ridiculous. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Period. It's embarrassing. 5 minutes, guys. We're going to land the plane in 5 minutes.
We might as well get our wine now because.
Where are you looking at that data? I'm looking at the AP. The AP is the Associated Press is saying that Mr. Trump has a 56-42 lead. That's 14 points over Mr. Biden, with 64% of them reporting. Michigan is at 71% reporting. Mr. Trump has an 8-point lead. Wisconsin, 91% reporting. Mr. Trump has a 4-point lead. It's over. He's got Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. North Carolina, 94% reporting. Trump has a 2.5-point lead. Wow. Georgia, 93% reporting. Trump has a true 3-point lead, close to a 4-point lead. It is over. Period. It's done. That's just a fact. Later, Will. Five minutes, guys. 5 minutes.
Is Leah still there?
AJ, I understand there are 2 million outstanding mail-in ballots yet to be counted, so it's not over. Are you telling me, AJ, that with 65% reporting and Trump up by 14 percentage points, you think within that 35%, there's going to be a 17-point differential in mail-in ballots, especially when you look at the surrounding area of Ohio, which was Trump by 8 points, Kentucky, which was Trump by 7 points, and Michigan, which has Trump currently by 9 points with 71% reporting. What in that field gives you the impression that Mr. Biden has any hope of winning Pennsylvania?
Point out that number one, Biden has all his stuff there. So he actually has 225. So him getting in Pennsylvania is only going to make it so he's at 4. He's at 245, which is not enough to win. Now, Trump, on the other hand, has Georgia 90% reporting, and he has a 2% gain. Actually, has more than that. He has 2.6% gain, and we're gonna go to North Carolina, which is 94% reporting, and Trump has about the same lead.
Correct.
So Pennsylvania is invalid to Trump, to Biden's side. Now, if Trump gets Pennsylvania, then he should be inaugurated because he should rightfully be at 251. I did the math, and he should be at 251. And then the calculus, there's no human error, and they didn't count that in because they didn't count in Texas. So
yeah, I mean, at this point, you know, Biden really needs to seriously consider, especially after Trump made that comment about the Supreme Court. Biden really needs to consider just conceding for the good of the American people.
Yep.
I doubt that he's going to do that, but to Jim's point, concession would I mean, if there's one thing that I could say that Biden has done well for this country, it will be if he concedes this situation and does not let it get ugly.
how are you?
He just needs to because people are tooling up to kill each other right now over this shit. So if it gets ugly and it gets in the Supreme Court and there's that Gore Clinton, Gore Bush energy, like we're in a completely different America. Our country cannot handle it. So at this point, you've got to ask Biden. The entire time he's been acting like he's in some sort of morally superior ground than Trump. Well, if you're that morally superior, do the right thing, concede so that our country doesn't descend into absolute chaos. Now, this is the same guy that was telling people to hit the polls if they were asymptomatic in his run against Bernie. So obviously he doesn't care that much about the country, much less his own constituency. But it's over. And he needs to just bow out as quickly as possible. J.S. Hansen is asking you, do you think Biden will concede?
No.
No way.
He's way too prideful.
No way. Honestly, all those people are corrupt. There's no way he's gonna concede. Biden, no, he's not conceding.
The process can't run its course because we've got Americans killing each other in the streets over political affiliations, and it is clear that there is no path to victory for Mr. Biden.
No, there's no path to victory for Biden. I already pointed
There's
out
none.
2 other states that even with Biden with
What's Hillary doing at this
Pennsylvania,
moment?
we're
Probably.
still going to win.
Hillary's happy. I'm going to tell you something. Hillary's happy because she did not want Kamala Harris to be the first president of the United States.
Why?
First female president of the United States. She didn't want because she wanted for herself. She believes that she is.
She's out of
She
it,
believes
bro.
that she is destined for the role, and I don't think it's impossible that Hillary would run again.
But
If Michelle doesn't run, I think a Clinton Obama ticket would be crazy. I think the Clinton and Obama ticket would be impossible to defeat.
Oh, you mean Hillary Clinton?
Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama ticket would be
joking?
awesome.
That's
2 female. It would be.
That would be terrible.
2. Wow.
Glenn, up to last week, there was an interview with Miss Hillary Clinton where she said that she was born for taking on situations like coronavirus, and it should have been her. So
Call her
there you go.
Because she did call us super predators, which made her super predator to us. So.
That's true, Smith. That's a good point about the super predators, Johan. Why wasn't there a deadline last week for mail-in vote isn't counted by now? This whole thing is opening up chances of fraud. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Georgia.
Smith is right.
Georgia.
That's a very, very good
Some
point.
states have very strange laws. You can't open this stuff and count until the morning of election day, which just drives my process and gives a instead of the fraud.
Trump has Georgia. Trump has North Carolina. Those are all he needs to win.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough stuff.
What's going on in New York City?
Well, the people are in Times Square and all that. People are tooling up to go to jihad because they've been brainwashed by the media to hate their fellow Americans. Do you think after this election, COVID will disappear? Ernie, I do, because I think we're pretty close to getting a vaccine. I agree. This shows us there would be an absolute landslide. If COVID didn't hit, Trump would have absolutely had a massive landslide, and the entire election would have been called 5 hours ago. That's a fact.
Really?
It's a fact. If Trump pulls this off, and I think he will, I will say that he's probably the strongest presidential candidate we've ever seen in our lives. Keep in mind, the Monica Lewinsky situation almost undid William Jefferson Clinton, who in my mind was the most popular president I've seen until Mr. Trump. Yeah, it didn't hurt him though. It didn't hurt him as much as the Republicans wanted him to. But that is something that would have completely slid off Trump's back in this day and age. I mean, this guy, Trump, is impervious to anything politically if he wins here. Like the guy is he's a Vegeta. He's a Super Saiyan politician. He said he was going to the Supreme Court. He said he was going to, which I think is crazy.
Tomorrow, tonight.
It's absolutely crazy.
Are you joking?
It's absolutely crazy.
How is he? How are the Supreme Court's awake right now to do this stuff?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he means like tomorrow or whatever. What he's saying is he wants to stop the counting.
I said tonight.
He wants to stop the counting, and the reason that you stop the counting is because he doesn't want people to cheat or whatever.
Yeah, and you said yourself that was a good.
I mean, he already won.
Fraud.
He's worried about fraud in the battleground states. I mean,
he already won.
There's definitely saying this is going to happen in
94% reported,
Pennsylvania,
93% reported.
Yeah, and
they have North Dakota and Georgia. That's all you need to win. That's 15, 16.
I think they just called North Dakota for him.
No, did they?
Yeah, I did.
They just called North Dakota North Dakota right there.
I mean North Carolina.
Oh, Carolina. Yeah, I don't know why they're not. It's 94% report. I mean, yeah, it's still kind of close, but I mean, it's obvious. You know, I think Georgia. They should call Georgia.
They should call Georgia. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if they call Georgia,
51-48.
He needs 5. He needs 5.
North Carolina, and then Michigan's clearly his, and then Wisconsin's clearly his. It's over.
All we need is.
Yeah, Kel. I mean, I guess Carolina and Georgia could still go for Biden, but they're not going to. I mean, I hear you. It's close. I think it's close. I think you're right. It's not as open and shut as Michigan, Wisconsin, and PA are, but I just don't see that happening, man.
What'd you say? Michigan.
My mom wanted to kick me out for voting for Trump. Holy moly!
Michigan what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
I hear you, Kel. I hear you, bro, but. I don't know, man.
Michigan is 16.
When I look at all that blood around Alabama, Georgia, Florida, I mean, him winning Florida was the most unlikely one. And he did it. So that's more of a surprise to me than North Carolina. I just don't see it. I don't see how I can do it.
Okay.
What's your take on Hawaii? I don't have a take on Hawaii. I don't think that Hawaii is important, and that's clear by the fact that both of these guys didn't do much work. Ernie Acosta, yes. Ernie, you can call in. We'll make you the last caller. Vin space Sori, and call us up and you'll take us home.
What is taking forever in votes?
He already won. There's no way. Why? If he has Wyoming, Michigan. Actually, how much Wyoming is? I think Wyoming was like 6 or something.
With millions of votes still accounted for, Trump false. He says he won. Okay, whatever. Here in PA, the Democrats were pushing so hard to get those mail-in votes. I had something in the mail almost daily for like 3 months, and the nonstop text messages from Democratic organizations. Yeah, I know.
Well, if they're so eager, then why did they make it so you could buy signs?
I know, but I mean, I agree. I don't understand why. It's like Trump cannot help himself with this stuff. Even if you were going in that direction, why announce it to everybody that you were going to do that? Like, there's no reason to do that. You're comfortably in the lead. What's going on? Who am I speaking to?
Ernie.
All right, Ernie, what are your thoughts, bro, Ham?
Oh, like I was the one that said, like, do you think this coronavirus is gonna disappear during, like, when the president becomes the president and stuff? And like, for me, like this whole coronavirus, I know a lot of people have gotten sick and have died. So, but I've always been on the side like, this is a hoax and all that stuff, but obviously it's not a hoax because people are dying, and those aren't fake deaths.
Right.
But to me, it's been more on like the population control, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
I hear you.
Like, and I kind of feel like this whole thing, it has been a distraction because like Trump has been our president for 4 years, and yes, he said a lot of things that he probably shouldn't have said. And I'm not sure where you roll on the Biden and the Trump thing, but I voted for Trump tonight, and I told her, and I told my mom, like, I told her, like, hey, like, let's vote in Trump, so in 4 years we can get somebody else,
Yeah, I mean that's one of the strategies that somebody else articulated, and you have the same concept. And look, the Democratic Party has to take ownership of the fact that they put their voters in this situation. Now the voters have to figure out a way to operate within the two-party system, so they have to project out 4 years. And I think there's a lot of people, Ernie, when this is all said and done and people do the postmortem, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to give the answer that you just gave, right? And I you know what? I think the Democrats are still not going to learn the lesson. They're going to call you racist, Ernie.
I'm fucking Mexican as fuck. I literally live 15 minutes away from Mexico.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
It's so messed up because like people have asked me like, hey, who are you voting for? I'm like, Donald Trump. And like this year, as I did 2 years ago, I dressed up as Donald Trump. I have a MAGA shirt, and I have the MAGA shirt because I support Trump and all that stuff. But the only day of the year that I put that on is on Halloween because everybody thinks that I'm joking, which in reality that's the only time of year that I can be like, yo, make America great again. And they just laugh, which is kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I hear you.
And what I said that when I asked you the question, like, do you think COVID-19 is going to disappear? Like, I kind of feel like maybe this was kind of like maybe China released it to the U.S. or vice versa or whatever. But I kind of feel that COVID-19 was created so they can control the masses.
Well, yeah, I think when this is all over, 15, 20 years from now, people look back, I think there's going to be a lot of questions about COVID that are going to be pretty obvious to everybody. Do not think the timing of COVID was an accident. That's what I'll say, and I'll just leave it at that. But your points,
Arizona just got confirmed.
Your point is very, very well taken.
That's not a problem, though.
Yes, they got Philadelphia.
Your point is very well taken, my man.
Like honestly, like I've been scared. Like like
Did they
I work in the bar industry and the music industry.
You did?
Yeah.
And it's been terrible. Like I've been doing interviews through Zoom and all that stuff. And like I kind of feel like if I was out there, going to concerts and stuff, I would get more interviews. But the record labels have kind of been a little bit stingier lately.
An hour ago.
No,
yeah.
So it's affected me so much. Like luckily nobody in my family has caught COVID, but it's been affecting me financially and business wise because I can't go talk to the bigger musicians because the record labels have kind of been, like I said, stingy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really good call, bro. Really good call. Much love to you.
Thank you, man, and thank you for everything that you and Sori do. I'm a huge fan.
I appreciate you, bro.
Have a good night, and I'll continue watching.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, with that, we'll land the plane. It's 2:55.
Arizona just got called. Who knows what's next, right? I mean, look, Wisconsin's at like 92.
Yeah. Michigan. Michigan, yeah. I mean,
I think it's called
they should just call Georgia. They should call Georgia.
Like,
they
how
should
horrible
call
would it be if we end the election and
North
15 minutes later Georgia got called?
Okay, so I'll set the alarm for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll call the stream.
Okay.
Next election cycle, you can run the stream yourself.
And I'll be voting.
And you'll be voting. Oh, God help us.
Sadly, I can't vote next election cycle. I have to pick a president after Trump. Okay,
someone said they want to go off
Trump
New
said,
Zealand.
Trump said.
I don't think he said that. I don't know what he's talking about.
Trump said in his thing in that press conference that they didn't give him the tally for Texas.
I think what he was saying was they stopped counting how many people voted for him in Texas in regard to the popular vote metric.
Are you sure?
So that the Democrats, could say that they won the proper, tally. So that they could. I think the point he was trying to make was that they stopped counting the popular votes in Texas, so that they could continue with the narrative that Trump stole the election because he won by the electoral vote.
So they did give him the tally for it.
Yeah, it was like hours ago.
Yeah, he got credit for it. He got credit. That's how he got. But the argument he's trying to head off. He's trying to head off a Democratic talking point, which is every time they lose, they always blame it on the Electoral College.
Let me see. How much does that cost? 6 6.
He's probably gonna lose in that, but that's fine.
4, 10. 10 isn't going to change this number. It's going to be 43, which means that all Trump needs to do is have these come in. These aren't going to switch to Biden as long as Biden doesn't get 24. Yeah, as long as Biden doesn't get 24 after those two kind of states are locked down, then Trump is going to win.
I agree.
Right.
They're just stalling.
Ragin, he technically didn't say that he was going to stop the counting of remaining votes. What he was saying was he wanted to stop the counting of votes that he is saying came after the deadline hit. So that's what he's suing for. That's what he threatened to sue for. So I hear you.
So what's Biden?
Biden won Maine, 85 projecting.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Maine 53 to 43. I could definitely say that Biden won Maine.
Okay. This is Pennsylvania. Okay, so if he gets 20 more points.
Pennsylvania, let's see.
Okay, so it's Georgia and Pennsylvania. That's 16-20, which means that's 36.
So, yeah.
36 plus. It's 94. It's 49.
I come from Belgium. We did better here. The losers won by forming a government for almost 500 days. Holy moly.
I don't even know if okay. That is
Rock and Wine Tours. I appreciate
15.
you.
Okay. So 49.
The Electoral College isn't perfect, but it does have its purpose.
Brother Dave.
Gosh,
49. Guys, she's calling Wisconsin. What is happening?
92.
He's winning by 4 points in 92. What's that?
Let's see. Let's go back to what's Fox News saying.
Fox News is
you want to go to Fox News?
I'm so tired of hearing these anchors talking about freaking mail-in ballots.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a stupid argument. Those Neanderthals should have won the war. Yeah.
Shame on
obviously.
Kentucky.
Obviously. Shame on Kentucky.
Mitch McConnell was amazing.
You're a Mitch McConnell fan. Holy moly. Holy moly.
You don't like Mitch McConnell?
Holy moly.
He's pretty influential. He's pretty
All
good
right,
for us.
let's see here.
He's very good for us.
All right, so we got let's see what Fox is saying.
Okay. Yep.
What do you got?
Okay, so right now I'm starting the map.
Guys, are you tired of frequent nighttime bathroom trips? Well, force back your prostate health.
The Electoral College isn't effective in the modern makeup of the states. In the past, with the way the states were in populations, the Electoral College made sense. The New Time magazine says a great reset with a picture of the globe. Explain that. It's about control. Wake up.
Trump worships it.
Many workers can take up to 2 weeks of paid sick leave under a new federal
law. That's
law.
Garbage. Trump worships.
Final votes.
If you can't work because
is proof that being a Marine and a mom isn't a good enough message.
No, it's not a good enough message at all.
True.
At all. That's a terrible message.
True.
Oh, you're a mom and a Marine? So what? That is nothing. No, basically nothing. Not nothing, but
caring for your children because the pandemic has
Republicans, it's a 47 to 45, and we can assume that Sarah Gidding is going to lose.
Okay, guys. 77.
What?
77.
77 what?
Votes.
What state?
What a funny name, Hickenlooper.
77. If he gets all the pink states besides Alaska.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hit minus 13. He only needs 64. Okay, so let's start.
So welcome back. It is the day after the presidential election in the United States.
It's the day after. We made it to another day. Yeah, we're still alive. Good job, guys.
Here are the states that we are still
We're long into another
at this
day.
point, and the list is pretty long at this point in the game. There's Pennsylvania. As you see,
Such garbage.
that state tonight,
Garbage.
64%.
You guys are at D+1 for Senate. You guys aren't getting the Senate, bro.
More than 600,000 votes.
Democrats?
Yeah, Democrats are not getting the Senate. It's pretty much everything is going to stand pat here.
Take a look at the next one.
Susan Collins is winning. They didn't call it for her yet.
Georgia is another state that the president said moments ago he believes he has won. 93% of the vote is in, and they're separated by
we're done.
a
It's
little
over.
less than 2% in the state.
Is Leah still here?
Georgia.
Nah,
then
she's
we'll
got
take
work
a look
tomorrow.
At North Carolina. There's a North Carolina Senate race, which Tom Tillis has claimed he has won. It is. It's inside of 2 points.
62% reported, and there is about a 7-point lead above Sarah Gideon. So I don't think the Democrats are going to flip the seat.
No way.
Get a look at what's going on in Wisconsin this evening, which has been surprising. The president spent a ton of time in Wisconsin.
He did.
None of the polls leading up to last night showed the president ahead by anywhere near this margin.
This is Trump
in Wisconsin.
stigma.
That's with 92% of the vote in, and it is interesting to see how high these levels are.
I mean, he did his thing.
An extraordinary amount.
He put in the work. He put in the work. He knew exactly which state. See, this is the benefit of the Electoral College. I'm sorry, but Trump, if it is all about the popular vote, Trump would have never went to Wisconsin and paid those people any mind whatsoever. It'd have been California, Texas, New York.
Yep.
And he says,
We need all the states we have. We have right now.
That the president is going to make
Because
comment, and he did, and said that he frankly thinks he
Actually,
won
no.
the election.
Actually, no.
But he also
We don't
added
need
this-
Pennsylvania to win.
For the good of
We
this
don't need
nation,
Pennsylvania
this
to
is a very
win.
big moment.
I calculated
This is
it,
a major fraud in our nation.
and we don't need
We
it.
want the law to be used in a proper manner.
I'll give Trump a lot of credit. I think he made 12 campaign stops in 2 days. Yeah, I mean, this is 2 weeks removed from having COVID. And, you know, Biden's strategy was to, you know, hide him under the basement and just hope Trump will kill himself. And, you know, I mean, here we are. That was obviously has been revealed to be a very terrible strategy. But what can you do if Joe Biden is the guy that you're working for? And every time he talks, there's a problem. Oh, it's thing.
Without Alaska, he gets all the pink states except for Pennsylvania, and he wins perfectly.
It ended up being Florida
Yeah.
in that case. There were a number of state court decisions, federal court decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew it was going to go bad for the Democrats when Florida got called for sure,
Why?
because he was supposed to lose. That was the big difference. He was supposed to lose.
This is Florida.
Requirements, all kinds of things, signatures, mail-in ballots. A lot of those, there was an injunction given, or the court said we're not going to get involved with this.
How's that healthcare coming together, Trump? Right.
Read that book.
Where's the healthcare?
It's in the book.
What book?
How's Pennsylvania
Book that
doing?
Kaylee McEnany dropped in some old friendly in 60 minutes.
How's
In
Pennsylvania
the
doing?
middle of an election, can they circumvent it?
67.
Yeah, they can flip it, sure. Just give this election to Trump. It's over, guys. It's over.
99. Yo, I bet if this is flipped and it was Biden, they wouldn't be doing this.
Yes, Biden should retire for sure.
This is flipped.
Do you think he should retire? Yeah, he should retire. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, Obama put his hand on his shoulder and said, "You don't have to do this, Joe." That's what he said when he heard Joe was running. You don't have to do this. That's a guy that's been with him for 8 years, and he's trying to discourage him to vote. So, like, Biden is done. You know, his kids got dragged through the mud, for better or worse. And I just think that you know, he's going to be done with it.
And what the president clearly said was that he wanted the voting right off. It is now officially after election day.
Mhm.
So everyone should have voted
Yeah.
already. Things that are in the mail, that's a different situation. The counting continues, and I don't think that he said anything to contradict that. But he said that he believes that the voting should stop. We are past the point where you can vote.
I agree, but why mention it? That's my thing. You see all the tension in the country because of all the tension in the country. Why do that?
No, there's a difference.
Right, the semantics may be an issue for him here because it specifically in Pennsylvania, we talk about this fact.
If we lock down Georgia,
Biden's been doing a lot of campaign work too, not the extent that Trump did, but he wasn't coasting either, not in this last week anyways. I think once the Dems... Yeah, Kel, I don't think he did what Hillary did. And I think if he had more energy, if he had the energy and the motor of Trump, he would have done more. I just think to Leah's point, whenever Trump was doing something, there was a lot of people and a lot of energy. And when Biden was doing it, because Biden was running on, I'm not Trump. I don't know. You're right. Kel, I was just talking about somebody that was trying to stump for Biden in Ohio. And they basically were told that Biden had conceded Ohio, so they weren't going to send any resources or even physical assets down there.
Your vote has to have been in the ballot.
So what can you do?
It can be sitting in the post office. The fact is that
what can you do?
In some cases, as long as 10 days in North Carolina for that vote to make its way to the processing, but you cannot vote after November.
No, I agree, but I think
it's just crazy to me to see something that you've been talking about for 2 years, and now it's all this is coming to a head, and here we go.
Stop the counting of votes at a certain point.
People aren't stupid. If they think they aren't wanted, they aren't gonna vote or vote, especially in a pandemic. Correct. Electric thing.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a really good angle, Kel. Why am I going to risk my life? Literally put my life in my hands to go vote for somebody that I don't believe in.
So there are those who are going to worry, listen, if there's not even going to be a clear mandate on every
So there we go.
Then people, quote unquote, they're going to make allegations that they're finding votes.
No, I haven't been converted to the Trump camp. I am not particularly happy that Trump, but I'd probably be reacting this way if Biden was winning. I don't like either one of them. I just think that it's just clear that it's over.
It's over.
You're not going to pick up 14, 15 percentage points. You're not going to do that with mail-in voting. It's not going to happen.
Oh, wait, so the actual deadlines for actual voting?
Later, guys.
It could make a difference in a lot of these states. So that
Later, guys.
Forever.
Physical voting.
Medicare for all would have been a no-brainer in the pandemic, right, Gavin? There's so many things that Bernie could have said and so many narratives that Bernie could have crafted during this COVID-19 situation that Biden had to leave on the table because he came so hard against Medicare for all. So there you go. What can you do?
We're sort of waiting for additional votes from Las Vegas and Reno. There's been a heavy.
Do your kiddos think that children should be able to vote? You think?
No.
They both do not believe children should be able to vote. I agree, great Lord.
A voting permit when you're 16, like a voting permit where you're able to vote.
Past the 6 test, a complicated one.
Yeah, you're supposed to
PA accepts ballots in the mail until Friday.
Until Friday?
Yeah, I don't think Trump is going to really allow that to happen.
There's no way that's going to happen. No way that 90% of the population is in the yard voting. It doesn't even matter. It's a race. It's a race to get to a certain point. It's not about how many. It's not about how many states you win. It's a race to how many points. We don't need Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is just a little push for us, but it's honestly irrelevant whether Pennsylvania goes to Biden or if it goes to us. It's just a boost. Every other thing Every other state we need if we're gonna lose Pennsylvania.
Right now,
I feel that he already has from grip on those. It's all he needs.
So we're not prepared to call it, but he clearly has a lead.
Leah, I wish I could share this moment with you, but I can't. So here's cheers to another 4 great years with Donald J. Trump.
Let's just talk to Pennsylvania.
Another 4 great years. Look at
And the
you.
president pointed to
I'm a progressive, and honestly, I'm just exhausted over all this. I'm happy in some sense that it's almost over, so we can breathe, regroup, and start all over again.
76%.
Yeah, I think you know, the political and media landscape is going to look
that is a huge spread.
is going to look
Real weird thing that's gone on today. Okay, Democrats have voted
very different because the Russia stuff is not going to be there. You're not going to impeach him.
And the skew is huge.
You know, so I don't know what left-wing media or Democratic media is going to look like after a while, but there you go. All right, guys.
And that's our time.
It's over.
Hey, get this.
What?
They gave Biden Arizona at 8%.
Right.
But Trump at 9% can't get Georgia.
Very interesting.
Sus.
Yeah, but the margins are much higher for Biden than Trump. So it's not necessarily analogous, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. All right, guys, we're going to go. I'm going to land the plane, and we'll let Johan start first with his final thoughts.
I think Trump won.
Yes.
We don't need Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's relevant. Every other state besides Pennsylvania we need if we're going to lose Pennsylvania. I would feel great how the Dallas Trump is our president. Enjoy this 4 years. Although the whole thing about like the war and stuff, like that's just
it is
you know, and if we're gonna have this person for another 4 years, he's gonna cut down Medicare and live COVID. I don't really know. I was rolling the Senate and the House, and I want Democrats to win. But other than that, I have no other thoughts.
Okay, good job. What about you, DL Beluga?
Me, I mean, this is obvious. Other than just stalling right now. I know Pennsylvania's a lot of mail-ins, but this is not going to work out for them. Margins are way too big.
Democrats are winning. Yes.
Pennsylvania, you also have 7.
I don't know if Trump should sue them, go to Supreme Court, but I've just waited out, and I have the way Trump's going to win. It was a mistake to put up Biden. You should just let the people speak. That's about it. Oh, and I enjoyed the night with the Legos. It was wonderful. Very wonderful.
Yes, it was really
hanging out with you guys.
I wasn't here.
Trump lead for the president.
MDF fan.
We think what's the reason.
That's it.
All right, so here are my final thoughts. I'm just gonna mute this guy here. My final thoughts were, for the last 2 years on Middle America, I've been saying that Trump is going to win. But then the George Floyd situation happened, COVID happened. I think he mishandled those pretty terribly. And so for that reason, I really thought that it gave Biden the chance. When you looked at all of the polling and what the media was saying, I even fell victim to it. So I said, well, okay, Biden's going to win now. You know. And so, but now at the end of the day, once again, the Trump voters have proved that the media doesn't know what they're talking about. It proved that the media bought into their own hype. And because of it, we're paying the price again. On a macro level, what I would say is that I know that this is a very contentious election from start to finish. I blame most of that on the media, to be honest with you. But I would, I said this to the Middle America Forum, that I'm not going to allow for any like funny memes mocking anybody for this election loss on either side, because I think that we've all got to take responsibility for how we're using Facebook and social media as a whole. So that's kind of where I'm at. I would hope that if your side wins, you're going to have a lot of people upset tomorrow on both sides, and whether or not you think their upset is valid, You know, I wasn't born in this country, but I do think that we're really, 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 really missing the value of some good old-fashioned patriotism. When you see your fellow Americans shooting each other in broad daylight over a political disagreement, it should be extremely grievous to you, and you should not want to contribute to people killing each other in the street. And I'm not going to hold you accountable for doing that, but I just wish, you know, we would think through the ramifications of how we use social media. Look, if you're a guy it was Trump and you're happy that he won, great. I'm with it. I understand that. I really, really do. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. But, you know, let's try our best not to mock anybody and make fun of them and get them all angry and all that, because, you know, whatever the result is, people are not going to be in their right mind for a couple weeks, right? So that's where I'm at. Vin, I chose spending tonight with you and your boys over Joe Rogan and everyone else. I appreciate your channel. Whoa, Juan Velasquez. That is crazy. Wow. Crazy. I really, really appreciate that. That's a big honor. Speaking of Joe Rogan, at one point he had 704,000 people on his stream. I mean, the guy is just like completely next level. And, you know, Joe Rogan was another guy who the Democratic Party made it illegal for him to give you an endorsement. Okay, great. Let's just take a guy who can do a live stream and get almost 1 million people on his live stream. Let's just say that guy is terrible and he's homophobic and all that. So let's not get, that's a different story. Anyway, yeah, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. So that's where I'm at. Obviously we had some spirited disagreements with the big homie DL Beluga. I love you, buddy. Love you, bro. You did a good job. You know, you got yourself some extra. You got yourself some extra media time, so congratulations for that. Thank you to everybody for engaging the boys. I mean, you know,
wonderful. We started the stream at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we've been on the stream for about 7 hours.
Yeah, no,
6 hours.
Yeah. We've been doing it nonstop. So, you know, much love to everybody. Try to keep your head up. You know, obviously, you know, we're Christians, so we believe no matter who gets elected, God's still on the throne. But whatever you use to comfort yourself and care for each other, how about we do that and save the memes and the mocking people for supporting a losing candidate. Inshallah, we can move past that. All right. Much love to you guys. Love your neighbor. Take care of each other.
Vote for Trump. Wait. Stop.
They've already.
I can't say that anymore.
They've already voted.
What should my catchphrase be? You'll see the next.
Just love your neighbor as yourself. That's your catchphrase.
Wait, what was your catchphrase, right?
That's your catchphrase.
No, what was your catchphrase?
And
what was your catchphrase?